Jason Smith Show.
So much fun, it should be illegal.
Hot one that covers you from coast to coast. One guy's from New York.
I've actually started my own line of Geno Smith erotic fiction.
One guy's from Chicago.
I'm all about the Bears.
No, Trestman.
And they broadcast the show from Los Angeles.
Hey, turn the Lakers off. There's a car chase on.
Whoa! He's out. He's trying to run. Oh, he's trying to carjack somebody.
Live from the Geico Fox Sports Radio studios with Michael Harmon, here's Jason Smith.
Happy Thursday. Greetings. Welcome inside. It is the Jason Smith Show with my best friend, Mike Harmon. We are live from the Geico studios. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Find out how much you could save on auto insurance. A lot of NFL to get to tonight. We got star players getting rear-ended. We got mysterious injuries. But,
wow, you got rear-ended and weird injuries just in a matter of seconds.
They go together, don't they? I mean, they go together.
Well, we always get the year-end review of rear-ended things from emergency rooms.
I've been rear-ended 3 times. I don't know that we get that as much as you have to search that out on the internet.
No. That becomes a very prominent story.
Rear ends from the end of the year.
Look, you're going down that sex robot path again.
I'm waiting until December 31st so I can go search that on the internet. Best things that were stuck in somebody's butt during the year.
I'm so excited.
I mean, you say it like it comes out like it's in my inbox when I wake up in the morning.
It is kind of a big deal. No, that's like the new words going into the dictionary.
No, I'm learning.
That's like the top jersey sales. You also get that from emergency rooms across this country. That's no question about it.
I don't think so, but I'm learning more and more about you. You think, you
do absolutely no research on the blog sphere at all?
No websites I go to will I get that on the front page.
You've not been on Deadspin at all?
Let's see, NBA All-Stars.
That was one of their top stories a couple days ago.
Things out of somebody's butt. Then we have Doug Marrone. No, I don't see that.
I don't know why you equated that to Doug Marrone.
But no, I'm just going through.
Your former
NBA
Syracuse.
All-Star. I said that. Hey,
coach.
Doug Marrone, buddy. Doug Marrone. He's having a moment right now.
It's all Tom Coughlin. He's Tom Coughlin's puppet.
But maybe the guy best having a moment right now is Joel Embiid. The All-Star game.
He's a weapon.
He has been voted in as a starter. LeBron James and Steph Curry, who led the All-Star voting, will serve as captains for the All-Star game next month. Very exciting. Greek Freak on there. Kyrie Irving, DeMar DeRozan, James Harden, Kevin Durant, AD, DeMarcus Cousins.
Langston Galloway.
Steve Novak. All these guys have all been selected starters. Now they're going to pick, and it's a lot of fun. But Joel Embiid, because tonight, one of the marquee games of the night in the NBA, Philadelphia proving they're really not going to stink as out loud as we thought they are. They go into Boston and beat the Celtics handily, 89-80. This is a game that they led by 18 going to the fourth quarter. It was a blowout, and Boston made the final score close, but the Sixers rolled through. Joel Embiid had 26 and 16 rebounds, 6 assists. So now Joel Embiid is living high on the hog because finally he's an all-star. Now, if you remember, Joel Embiid had a crush on Rihanna mainly for the mostly the last 3 years.
It's about 3 years long.
But he hadn't really played. So, it's nice that he loved Rihanna and all this. This is when Joel Embiid was still finding his way through social media and, like a baby fawn in the woods, I'm going to take a step and see how it works. And he realized, the social media thing is for me. But Rihanna wouldn't really give him the time of day because, the guy hasn't seen the floor.
Well, it's about potential
the whole time.
She wanted a performer.
Embiid once said somebody he was interested in told him, call me back when you're an all-star. So obviously referring to Rihanna because that's the one he's had a crush on for. I don't think suddenly we're going to find out. Oh no, it's Beyonce. Whoa, wait a minute.
But he might have been shooting a lot of shots.
But he was not going to.
This might have been the only one that went out on social media and became an obvious.
Yeah, but then Jay-Z might shoot him.
Whoa! Why go to violence? All of a sudden?
He was talking about messing with Beyonce.
The loser goes into the fight.
So
the loser goes in the fire.
I like how every time we play that, Tight Shirt plays more of the laugh.
You got to have the laugh.
Yeah.
The insane laugh is the key.
The loser goes in the fire.
That is a laugh of pure evil.
So,
no, there's no question. That guy's seen and done some things.
The loser goes in the fire.
I put a horse in the fire this morning. Oh, by the way, have you seen the video of the dolphin that died because he tried to eat an octopus and the octopus wrapped itself around? Anyway.
You found that, but you didn't find the year-end list of things that were put inside people.
That's nature in action. I found that, and I found the alligator python.
Yeah, no, that was pretty good.
That didn't end well for the snake.
No, there was one from Australia a couple days ago of two snakes that were battling to the death.
Yes.
Brown snake, and then he ate. The loser went into the belly
and the
of the victor.
Goes in the belly of the victor. So
the loser goes in the fire.
Right, you can't keep going back 5 seconds for laughter, Tight Shirt. You can't do that.
It's just so good.
So Joel Embiid, the crush on Rihanna. Rihanna apparently, allegedly, tells him, call me back when you're an all-star. Well, now Joel Embiid's an all-star. Had a huge night tonight, celebrating and punctuating his all-star selection with this kind of evening in Boston.
Again, he throws it to Joel Embiid. Embiid one-on-one with Morris, spins, goes into the lane, and puts it up and good. Quick move that time by Embiid. And from the left side, banks it up and in with the right hand.
Sixers Radio Network on the call. That the sort of night that he had. He didn't make a three, but that's the only thing he didn't do. 10 out of 19 from the floor. Look, Joel Embiid, as long as he's healthy, is awesome.
He's played in 75% of their games.
I know, but let's stick with it because this is the story tonight. After the game is over, right? National television audience, the Sixers win. It's a big deal. He was asked about having a message for Rihanna now that he's an all-star. Maybe these two crazy kids can finally get together. And here's Joel Embiid.
I mean, she denied me back then, so why go with her again? So might have to pass that and move on to the next one.
You've got the mic. Anything you'd like to say?
Trust the process.
I have more respect for Joel Embiid saying that than I do anything he's ever done on the basketball court. And I think he's a great player. He just can't stay healthy. He's got a bad contract. But let's stay in the positive. Can't play back.
It's not his fault.
But let's stay in the positives.
They put a piece of paper with that kind of contract in front of you. How quickly are you scrambling for a pen?
I'm not saying he shouldn't have signed it.
But just, it's not his fault.
Trust the process?
He's owning trust the process, but I like how he said it with a question mark. But to say, we could have said, Rihanna, I'm an all-star now, and it could be a fun story. No. Good for you. Screw it. You didn't want me back then. I am not dating you now. Because you know what, Mike Harmon, I got to tell you. It's the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon here at Fox Sports Radio. When the kid was younger and single,
I knew the kid was coming out.
If you, and this is one thing, and I'm always very proud of myself that I did this, is that if a girl, woman, I'm in, TJ, and I'm in my late teens, early 20s. If a girl ever...
So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife. No, you're so dumb.
If a girl ever made me feel like I was a second choice, or, yeah, maybe not so much, if it ever came back where she seemed like she wanted to kick it to me, no. I shut it down. I absolutely, and you know what? I missed out.
Wait a minute, can you define kick it to me?
I missed out on hooking up with more than a few, because I had too much pride. Because I was like, no, if you didn't like me before, no, it's not happening now. There was a girl.
I'm not buying this for a second.
There was a girl who, no, I'm telling you, no.
Vigorously. You're going to hurt your neck, Tyson.
One thing I never do is lie.
He's going to be in a neck brace if he keeps shaking his head
I never lie. I'll tell you one story where there was a girl that we were both kind of interested in each other. And I thought, okay, something's going to happen and we'll slope. Now, look. I wasn't the greatest flirter, the greatest, I sometimes...
There's no sex.
I was either hot or cold. I was streaky. I was very streaky. Sometimes I would, have 5 threes in a row from downtown. Other times I'd go 5 games without a basket. So I was streaky. But there's this one girl I thought, okay, we're kind of interested, but we work together. And I thought, okay, I don't know if this is how this is going to go. And let me slow play it a little bit. And then, after a couple of weeks, I found out she had gone out on a date with somebody else that I knew. And somebody else. And she had actually hooked up with somebody else. And I go, oh, okay, well, all right, that's done. And then 3 months later, I ran into her at a party, And she was like, hey, yeah, I'm sorry. You should call me. We should go out. I think we'd have fun. And I said, yeah.
And now they're banging each other.
I said, yeah, all right, I'll call you. Never called.
Why?
Because, no, you picked two people.
No.
You just said you never lied.
You didn't shoot your shot.
No, you picked.
No, you're like, I'm going to slow play this.
Wide open from three. No. You know what? I didn't. I said, you know what? It's not a good shot. I'm going to give it to somebody else for.
You didn't want to ruin your. That's like a quarterback that doesn't throw the ball and rather take the sack than risk the intercept. Incompletion to ruin his quarterback rating.
I'm sorry. If you're not interested, you don't get around to me. You don't get around to me. And look, like I said, I missed it. And maybe that's something that I should have realized. Well, what are you, stupid? But I just had that. I had that pride that, no, you don't get around. You don't date a couple other guys and go, oh, now I'm going to date Jason. No, that doesn't happen. I was like, no, I always shut that down. Shut it down. I was a lockdown defense. I was the Gary Payton of shutting it down when it happened. You either liked me and we dated and we but it never was, yeah, let me see, I'll keep you in my hip pocket for, a rainy day and then I'll get back to you and then maybe we can go out. I mean, girls I never dated talk like that, but it sounds better on the radio.
Kind of interesting.
Never did. Never, always shut it down. I shut it down. It's not happening. You don't like me right away? No. And I dig Joel Embiid saying, no, I got to move on because you didn't want me when I was, just because I wasn't an all-star. Now you want me because I'm an all-star? No. Screw you. No, I dig that. I got a lot of respect for Joel Embiid. Now, in 15 years, he may be thinking, oh, man, I might have been able to hook up with Rihanna.
Yeah, in 15 minutes, if she responds.
But
that may change.
But look, right now, I mean, the kid, look, I'm 47. I don't think back to that. I don't think back and go, oh, what might have been. You make decisions. You move on. Make strong decisions. Stand up for yourself. Anybody doesn't want you the first time around, you say, hey, you know what? Go blank yourself, and you have fun time with somebody else, and don't come around to me. That's what I would say.
We actually have footage of you going home with that girl.
You do? Wait, no. You can't. This is. You can't play this. You can't play this.
This is kind of a big deal.
All right, go ahead. Let's play it.
You really thought we did?
I thought you had something.
I was just curious as to what the sound drop was.
Anchorman, or I don't know what it was. I was waiting for. I'm going, what movie could they possibly
be pulling from? That's right.
Pulling, because I know we're not going to hear. And the loser goes in the fire. I mean,
the loser goes in the fire.
Well, you spoke that into existence, so he played it.
I dig that about Joel Embiid. I dig that. You got to have pride. You got to have pride. If someone says no, yeah, I may. You know what? You're on my maybe list, or maybe you're fourth on my. No, then take me off your list. Take me off.
Well, he'd already been the top story for making the starting team for the All-Stars by playing in 75% of his team's games. So that's a win. He was the top story of the night for going 26-16 and beating the Celtics. Check number 2. And then third on the medal stand of his night, he name checks for Rihanna.
Yeah, you're done, Rihanna. I'm going to date somebody else. Why not? He can date anybody
gives her
else
the Heisman.
Now. Oh,
this is one where he could now start showing off his skills of snagging home run balls like he did at last year's home run derby. I mean, there's all sorts of skills the man has.
He could date Miley Ray Cyrus. He could date anybody.
She's married.
Married?
Oh, is she? Oh, that's too bad.
It's never stopped her before.
That would be a fun couple, though. I mean, Joel Embiid and Miley Ray Cyrus would be a lot of fun.
Is she Miley Ray Cyrus?
Yeah, she's Miley Ray Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus.
No, she's Miley Ray Cyrus.
I don't think there's a Ray.
No, she is.
I don't think Ray is in the middle
Miley
there.
Ray Cyrus. That's what her name is.
No, I think...
Only when she has a fullet.
Shut it down! Shut it down. That's me. That was me that night. Yes, shut it down!
Shut it down!
You are not scoring. I am the glove. And I will wear you out. You will go 0 for 11 from the floor and walk off crying.
You were Revis that night.
I was when Revis was good. I was you're on Jason Island.
So this
population
was and then you went back to the produce section. And what was the next assignment?
And then he woke up.
Should I take the peppers out now, or do you want me to clean up the watercress? All right, great. Twitter at How About a Fresca.
Come on.
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon live from the Geico Studios, 877-99 on Fox. You go, Joel Embiid. You go. Pride, man. Have pride.
Just the process.
Straight ahead. This Tom Brady story is getting really, really weird. How weird? Find out next on Fox.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
You know, for a second I thought we were going to get the YouTube guy singing All-Star to all the famous songs.
I really was hoping it was like Rihanna's Umbrella.
As
done with
Umbrella.
Smash Mouth.
You go, Joel Embiid. You shut that down.
Just a process.
Girl doesn't like you first time around. Suddenly you're an all-star. No, not happening. Shut that down. I was a Darrell Revis when he was good of that.
Shut it down!
Shut it down. Blanket coverage, Revis Island, population me. That's what I did. Yeah.
You did that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We heard that story.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you believe it, 877-99 on Fox, at How About a Fresca on Twitter.
There's a couple of girls where I could think, boy, if I wasn't so much prideful, it might. But no, I can't look back. I go, no, you don't get around
You
it.
hear that?
No, you date me the
pride
first time.
with
your
you.
pride messing with you.
I'm sure they never got over it.
No, you kidding? I'm a catch. Dude, come on. I have a job. I've been employed. I get to talk on the radio every night in the city you live in. You could turn on the radio and hear my voice.
I am the morning DJ. You get WOLD.
Who's the guy doing that? Who's Stephen A. Smith? He always yells at. No. I'm a daily reminder. I'm a daily reminder to all the girls that said, I could have had a shot with the kid. No,
and we're global.
Oh, yeah.
It's been proven time and again. We're global.
I was strictly United States guy. I never dated outside the country.
Imagine if you had the iHeart app back then.
No, man,
now you're global.
Now, yeah. Now, I'm not saying, if I went to Sweden like you, I'm not that kind of, international swinger like you are, where I get to, go and
international swinger now.
Hit a bunch of different, countries. Yeah, I'm not,
I didn't know what you were going to end that sentence with.
Strictly United States. That's just the way it is. Not that I wouldn't have been open to dating someone from another country, but
fight like a woman.
United States. That was me. Shut it down.
I shagged her rotten, baby. Yeah.
Wow. That was Harmon in Sweden.
That escalated quickly.
You have to admit, she is rather mannish.
Yeah. With Harmon at the Lionel Richie concert in Sweden. Now, this is a 30-second commercial. Going to throw some numbers at you, but stay with me. In just 15 minutes, you can save 15% or more in car insurance. This company has been offering great rates and great service over 75 years. And anytime you need help, you can speak to one of their trained specialists 24/7. The company is Geico. Go to geico.com today. Sorry for the numbers. 54321. I am out of time.
I won't bite hard.
Just really quick, is that what I get a tiny bit, and I can say this because Pam's not listening, I get a tiny bit of satisfaction with, right?
Yeah.
Because I think about what about this scenario. Once I used to, not so much anymore, but I think about this. Like,
I like the way you caveated that out. Not anymore.
No, not the ones that I shut down, like Joel Embiid shutting down Rihanna. No, but I think of, my main ex-girlfriends, the course of my life.
All two of them?
No, there's a few more. Well, let's see. Okay. Of all of them, I just have this thing where I'm like, they're driving in the car with their boyfriends or husbands now and everything. And, and the guy and the husband says, hey, I listened to it tonight, on the radio. It's really funny. I listened to that guy. His name is Jason Smith. He's on the Fox now. He was on the ESPN, and now he's on the Fox, and he's funny.
I don't think you listen too good.
And the girl goes, radio? Jason Smith? Yeah. Yeah, he's funny. Yeah, he's funny. I like him. He's got good opinions, and he's, he says a lot of cool stuff, and I like him. And she goes, wait, does he ever talk about his life? Right? He goes, yeah, he's from Syracuse in New York City.
And he plays for the Wizards?
Yeah, he talks about stuff like that. He sounds sexy. He tells fun stories and stuff. And she goes, oh, my God, I dated him, or I could have dated him. And he goes, yeah, that would have been cool. We'd have a story, yeah. The guy I listened to, the guy you dated, let's go to Walmart now and go. No, and, I have that.
Wait, throw a pejorative, like you're making fun of people's
and I just have that thing going,
patterns.
I wonder. Hey, we could turn him on now and listen to him.
One of them works
on the air
for the police force back where you grew up, and now they know where to find you to come after you for that mailbox
they're not gonna
heist of all those years ago.
But I think about it once in a while, how about that? How about, yeah. And your boyfriend, husband now listens to me. And maybe he goes, I like the other guy, more, the guy with the calves and stuff. But, it's just kind of funny. So I just kind of think that, a little bit of a revenge there. A little bit, tiny bit of living well.
Do I make you horny?
You really want to keep playing English accent stuff? You really want to keep doing that?
Really? I haven't heard Austin Powers used in a long time. Suddenly found a veritable treasure trove.
It's 2006 again. We're playing Austin Powers drop songs.
Everything old is new again, as Jason reminisces about his past.
You said international man of mystery.
Well, I am. Well, I'm kind of an East Coast, West Coast man of mystery.
You just don't get it, do you?
I'm kind of a Sherman Oaks man of mystery. But I think about that. Go, yeah, because I'm on in your city. I'm on where you live. It's kind of fun.
Well, I was saying, hold us close to your heart on the iHeartRadio app. You could put us in your pocket.
Yeah,
carry us with you wherever you go.
Carry the app so I can listen to your ex-boyfriend. It's hey, look, I found a dime on the street. I mean, that's. You like how I make
You
like how I make the boyfriends and husbands like that, right?
None of them are gainfully employed.
It's not like I'm driving in my car with my CEO husband and it's actually being driven for him because it's one of those crazy electric cars that he invented. No. It's always a step down. Not a step up, a step down.
The way you're portraying it, we're talking like you've put yourself as you're king of the mountain here. And everybody's bowing at your feet.
877-99 on Fox Twitter at How About a Fresca. The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon. Before we get to Tom Brady, a very interesting day today for the Jacksonville Jaguars. As the Jags get ready for the AFC Championship game, Jags head coach Doug Marrone shared a very special message with the media because he's getting some advice on how to beat the Patriots. And as Doug Marrone said, they are coming from very young children all across the city of Jacksonville.
I'm really just trying to focus on, getting our team ready and go because, I've got to get through this. This is, from the Bulls' first grade, and this has the answers that maybe I'm looking for, maybe how we can stop, the Patriots. But that's where I want to spend my time. Not in this, absolutely, but, what I'm saying? Spend my time in what we have to do to win. Someone just handed it to me when I was coming in here. Want to beat the Patriots? Here's how. Advice from your number one fans, the Bulls' first grade.
So there it is. Well, number one, take Brady's kale away.
There is something to be said there.
First grade Bulls school sent game plans to Doug Marrone about how to beat the Patriots.
Where do you think Hurt Gronk showed up on that list? Third, fourth?
If it did, you had to take that kid in for evaluation. Yeah, I think, we're okay, hurting somebody.
Well, I think they're just kind of getting down to brass tacks. And they're learning what's the best strategy of winning a game is to minimize the threat of your biggest part of your opposition.
Have them eat a lot of bologna sandwiches, Coach.
There's that.
And this is, I don't know why this appeals to me so much, but I love these stories that here's kids, a city is so excited that a sports team is winning. Here's a class, we're going to take time out of our day and write good luck and game plans to the Jaguars about how to beat the Patriots.
That's good public relations by the school system.
Now Doug Marrone took that story and turned it into something that was very boring.
I mean, what else are they doing in Jacksonville?
Well, they're out. I mean, maybe they're taking time out of recess because they're outside. It's beautiful.
Maybe they're going to see if they can find a snake going after a gator or something like that.
That's tomorrow's field trip. We're going to go to a golf course and watch nature in action.
It's not a bad thing.
Here comes a pterodactyl out of the sky. But
now we're in Jurassic World.
Because I remember doing that when I was a kid. Was in New York. This is before New York teams started winning. In the mid to late 70s, when the Yankees became good finally after they stunk for a long time. They played
after Mike Kekich and all those guys had moved on.
When they were wife swapping and when the Yankees got good, they played the Dodgers in World Series. They made it to the Reds in the World Series. Nobody else had really won anything. The Giants and the Jets both stunk in the 70s, early 80s. The Yankees had gotten good. The Mets stunk. They weren't good yet. And, so the Knicks weren't very good. So the Yankees make the World Series. I remember our teacher saying, we're going to write letters, congratulations and good luck letters to the Yankees, like an art project for,
you sent them all to Big Stein?
A half hour in the afternoon.
Here, Mr. Stein.
And I remember doing that. And you know what I told my teacher? I said, I'm not doing it because I hate the Yankees. And she was like, what, you don't want to wish good luck? I said, no, I like the Mets, and I hated the Yankees. And my dad was like, that's awesome. Like, I'd never think my dad loved me any more than that moment, because I told the teacher, I said, I don't want to write good luck to the Yankees. I said, can I write good luck to the Mets? And the teacher said, but they're not playing. But I want to write good luck to the Mets. So I got to write a good luck to the Mets for the next season, while the rest of the class did good luck to the Yankees for the World Series.
It's a power move. I like that.
I wasn't going to do it.
It's a much more believable story than the other fabrication that you've been throwing up.
Wasn't going to do it. No, I'm not. I don't fabricate anything. I tell you the truth all the time. Didn't want to do it. No, Yankees go. Yeah, God, yeah, good luck. Yeah, I'm not writing that for the Yankees. Good luck. And they wound up winning.
You shut them down.
Hey, I'm a shutdown dude.
Shut it down!
I'm sorry, but I'm a shutdown dude. Twitter at How About a Fresca. Twitter at How About a Fresca. The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon. In 1 minute, the craziness and intrigue surrounding the Tom Brady hand injury. But first, a guy who's all about crazy and intrigue and once wrote a letter to Larry Holmes asking him to take it easy on Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
You've got mail. Tom Looney.
Even though that was long before my time. Fox Sports Radio would like to congratulate LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. They won their third game since Christmas tonight.
Yay.
Congratulations to LeBron, Isaiah Thomas, Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, Imam Shumpert, and the rest of the Cleveland All-Stars. Cavaliers held off the mighty Magic 104-103. Well, here's two guys that might give you some keen insight. Jason Smith and Michael Harmon on Fox Sports Radio.
Thank you, Mr. Looney, as always. Appreciate it. We're live from the Geico Studios. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Find out how much you could save on auto insurance. So, the Tom Brady hand injury. First reported yesterday that Brady injured his hand at practice and he had to leave practice. As we told you last night, the most useless report. Sources say this could affect him on Sunday. Other sources say Tom Brady will be fine. Meanwhile, today, Tom Brady came out to practice with gloves on both hands, getting set to prep for the AFC title game. But after coming out for a little bit, Brady left practice, was officially a DNP on the practice schedule. Brian Hoyer said if he has to play, he will be ready. He said, I prepare every week like I'm going to play. Whether I do or don't, that's not really up to me. Meanwhile, sources still say Tom Brady is going to be fine. You know, this is really where I'm at with this Brady hand story. If Brady was really injured, we wouldn't know about it. Because you know Belichick, he doesn't want anybody to know anything. Are you injured? Are you hurt? Are you not? And how free is this information about Tom Brady and this hand injury getting to everybody? I mean, yesterday, hey, Tom Brady didn't practice. Oh, something. He hurt his hand. He hurt his hand at practice. How? Well, he hurt it somehow. We don't know. He comes out. He's got gloves on. He doesn't have gloves on. Brian Hoyer is giving interviews in the locker room saying, yes, if I have to play, I'm ready to play. Normally, the Patriots are on 0 dark 12, or whatever they do in New England.
Nice. I like that.
They're on 0 dark 12. But now it's, oh, yeah, hey, Brady's got a hand, got this, he's got that. Either Brady is not injured, because I have to think that if he really was hurt, we wouldn't know. Remember the Super Bowl? Suddenly he was in a walking boot before the Super Bowl about 5 years ago. It was, whoa, how did that picture get out there? It's, oh, Brady's in a walking boot? Nobody knew about that. Unless Belichick just hates Brady so much, he doesn't care anymore. Yeah, whatever. I'm leaving. I'm going to the Giants. I told Jason Smith in my dream that I'm going to the Giants. So he's not, we're not going, I don't really care anymore. So yeah, injury history, whatever you want to put on the injury report, put it on the injury report. Unless he hates Brady that much.
Which none of us believe that Brady to be the case.
Brady is fine. And this is just mind games with the Jaguars, whatever it is, because, look, there's no way we get free information like this from the Patriots. We don't. We just don't.
No, it's the injury report that is normally replete with guys who have nothing more than the usual NFL wear and tear, but to make a mockery of this insane requirement of the injury report, the Patriots list everybody. And they always have. Tom Brady was on there with the red probable or questionable tag every week for how many years at this point? And now you have practices, and we know that there are rules on how much you can work out and everything else, but there's no rules in terms of going back into the facility and going through your paces and going through film and whatever else that nobody gets to see out in the bubble. So for Tom Brady, I have no expectations that this limits him in any way. It has, however, affected the betting line. Mm-hmm. So the betting line's gone down 2 whole points or 2.5, depending on where you're getting your action. From 9.5 to either 7 or 7.5 at this point.
I'm telling you.
So a little bit of value there.
I like the Jags. I like the Jags on Sunday, Mike Harmon.
I like a beatdown.
I like the Jags. You like the Jags to beat down the Patriots?
No.
Okay, I'm
when,
with you on
when
that.
Tom Brady takes off the glove and maybe he's got a Luke Skywalker-like hand. I don't know. But either way, I'm fully anticipating.
That would be pretty cool. If that, he lost his hand in it, like he was trying to get kale out of his blender, and he lost a hand, and then, somehow the Patriot, his Alex Guerrero was able to attach a mechanical bionic hand onto Tom Brady. I like where you're going with that. I think that could work.
Be something special that way.
I mean, I have to think the way Tom Brady talks about Alex Guerrero. If he said, "Hey, let me cut your hand off, I'll give you a better hand," he would say, "Yeah, sure, go ahead."
Maybe a little far, a little odd. You've got stories for days.
No, but he's a great doctor. He's a great doctor. It's all the things that
he's a weapon.
Keep him playing till he's 50. It's about organic food and recovery sleepwear. It's all it is.
You want a towel for the sarcasm that's dripping down onto your Kiss shirt there?
Drip.
Yeah, that's actually not a red glove. That's actually Kurt Schilling's red sock.
Oh, there is that. The legend of Tom Brady. If you were ever going to try to really push it over once and for all, and have him standing next to a goat for a photo shoot 2 weeks from Sunday.
You mean a real goat or the goat? What do you mean? You mean a real goat?
Of course, a real goat.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then
the loser goes in the fire.
The loser goes in the fire.
That is right.
I burned the goat today on the golf course when it got into it with an alligator.
Then afterwards, you celebrate a Super Bowl championship with some roasted goat meat after you do the photo shoot. What's wrong with that?
I'm going to celebrate with roasted goat meat?
Why not? It's delicious.
Why, we don't get it? We just laugh? We just get the laugh that time?
I liked the laugh there. That was good.
Yeah, I got to say, these guys are keeping Tim Tebow from listening to the show tonight, because normally we hear from Tim a couple of times by now. He's going to bed soon.
Yeah, a guy who never shuts it down.
No, he shuts it all down.
Yeah, he's 24/7.
Yeah, like Fred Thomas of the Saints back in the day, he shuts it down.
Twitter at How About a Fresco.
Shut it down!
The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon live from the Geico Studios. Coming up next, hey, guess what? The first mock draft is out, and I'm already got sweaty palms. Why? Find out next on Fox.
Hey, mama said the way you move gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove.
Time to get the lead out.
Shut it down!
Fox Sports Radio. The Jason Smith Show with my best friend Mike Harmon. Great news. You want to save money, go to Geico, and in 15 minutes you could save 15% or more in car insurance. Remember when radio stations, they would always have hey, Tuesday night we're going to get the lead. I was like, I got to listen because they're playing Led Zeppelin all night on Tuesday. Now it's, if I want Led Zeppelin, I'll go to iTunes and have all the songs.
Well, there's that, but there used to be 2 or 3 Zeppelin songs, right? Get the lead out. And that would be every night. It wouldn't just be on Tuesday.
And
then they'd have a Metallica, 15 minutes. And
you'd get Black Dog, Rock and Roll, Stairway to Heaven, and then whatever else they wanted to play. You would always get those 3 songs.
Your
Black
time
Dog,
is
Rock and Roll, Stairway to Heaven.
Once in a while, maybe you get something a little deeper on the cut list. Yeah,
but that was always those 3 songs.
No, sure.
And we're going to end with Stairway to Heaven because you need to hear this song every single day.
You do. What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
It's also, if you're a DJ, that's a great opportunity to do one of many things that a DJ wants to do.
Why horse meat sandwich dropped in? There's no reason for that tight shirt. There's no reason.
Oh, there's always a reason.
No, there's no reason.
I mean, Led Zeppelin
isn't
allegedly did a lot of crazy things. I don't know that a horse meat sandwich is.
If I ever did an album, I would have to call it Horse Meat Sandwich.
Horse meat sandwich.
Hey, you got the new one from the Jason Smith Band, Horse Meat Sandwich on the way. Hey, mama Mama, eat that horse meat sandwich. Make the loser go in the fire.
The loser goes in the fire.
You're going to get sued any minute now.
Oh,
Robert Plant's coming to find you.
Horse meat. Horse meat. Oh, the first mock draft is now officially out.
And it's being mocked.
If you want to match Josh Allen, the first overall pick in the draft, hey, guess what? You can do it. Dating can be fun, but when you're ready for a real relationship this year, you're ready for Match. Get started for free. Go to Match.com and you can search, view photos, and connect for free. That's free. Go to Match.com. Match.com. MATCH.com.
Trust the process.
We'll have more on Joel Embiid and Rihanna in 10 minutes. But Mel Kiper Jr.'s got his first mock draft out, and he has Josh Allen out of Wyoming going number 1 overall. Now, Mel's a guy at ESPN. I talk to him every single week on my show for the better part of 5 years. So, Mel, look, there's nobody that does more research on the draft. He does it 365 days a year. He's got Josh Allen going number 1 overall. Somebody's got to go number 1. And the fact that Mel Kiper has Josh Allen at the top of his draft list tells me 2 things. He's not sold on Darnold or Rosen, because it's easy to put Darnold or Rosen at the top. It's easy. So the fact that he's not sold on the 2 of them and he's got Josh Allen number 1, now suddenly the Jets picking at 6, you need a quarterback? Now I'm nervous. Now, because Josh Allen at number 1 tells me, okay, evaluators aren't sold on Darnold when they were great. They were great. It was Darnold and Rosen. Look how great things are. But now they're not sold on them.
Yeah.
And the fact that Josh Allen could go number 1, the guy that makes me the most nervous, because not the fact that he's played against lesser competition. Look, Carson Wentz turned into the MVP of the NFL in a year and a half. People think we're going to get the next Carson Wentz because that's just how it goes. Josh Allen completed 55% of his passes in college. You cannot complete 55% of your passes and hope that translates to the next level in the NFL. When I see Josh Allen, I think about this. I think about Jake Locker, who had all the talent in the world, was projected to be a number 1 pick. Jake Locker is going to be great. And what happened? He stunk. Why? Because he couldn't hit open receivers in college. If you can't hit open receivers in college when guys are open by 3 and 5 yards, that's not going to translate to the NFL. And you can say, well, he's playing against he's playing with lesser competition. Yeah, he's playing with lesser competition against lesser competition. So everything is still equal. That doesn't translate. That makes me the most nervous about Josh Allen. Okay, is he a project? Yes. But how are you going to say, I couldn't complete enough passes in college, but now in the pros, I'm going to fit it into tighter windows when the defensive backs are much better and schemes are much more difficult to discern? How is suddenly I can't hit the broadside of a barn in college I'm going to be a pinpoint enough precision passer in the NFL? Because now in the NFL, if you're not above 60%, you're going to be replaced. It used to be 60% was, whoa, that was great. Now it's, you got to hit 60%. He's going to go up 5% going from FCS to the NFL? I don't see it.
Well, one of the things, as you alluded to there, you're talking about the competition you're playing, because that's the first thing everybody did today was look at the schedule he played. And then you back it out and you say, all right, he's playing with the linemen that didn't go to an SEC school or a Big Ten school or any of that. So we kind of start to balance that out a little bit. You go into the measurables and the things that people like to see on tape in terms of mechanics and everything else, and I'll take the scouts as they start putting their mock drafts together that they will go through the true evaluation process. We've seen him a couple of times, but I'm not going to claim that I've watched every one of his throws and have been, in the film room doing the John Gruden quarterback study with him. I will say this. The fact that Mel Kiper put him number 1 is a very good move by Mel Kiper. Because we're talking about Mel freaking Kiper. Well,
but here's the thing.
Let me finish that, though.
Somebody has to go number 1.
No, but that's the point, is you put him number 1, people are talking. You put Rosen or Darnold, you go, Hey, he put out his first mock draft. Here you throw Allen at number 1. All of a sudden, he's standing there like Jim Brown with a flamethrower going, yeah, let's go.
Running Man reference.
Yeah, buddy.
Last season's loser.
Exactly.
And in the Running Man, TJ, the loser went into the fire.
That is true. There was fire involved.
Yeah, what is
Fireball.
What does Mel Kiper Jr. freaking know? He had Ryan Leaf number 1 over Peyton Manning.
He went number 2. Look, what Mel, nobody does more research on it than Mel. Mel is not going to do something where he's going to put a guy up there just for shock's sake. He's going to put a guy up there because he wants his reputation to stand on its own. Obviously, he knows, talking to a lot of people, Josh Allen projects as number 1. He puts the guy up there that he thinks is the best player. And if he thinks Josh Allen is the best, are you really going to take Josh Allen number 1 overall? I mean, someone's got to go, and the quarterback's always got to go up there, but that just makes me too nervous. I mean, his completion percentage just fluctuated wildly in games. 57, 68, 37, 47, 58, 69, 44, 57, 50, 57. I don't see how in the next level suddenly that gets solved. He becomes a star quarterback.
We'll see if he can impress people at the Senior Bowl. He and Baker Mayfield taking part of that. But as Mel said, stats are for losers. That's the thing rolling around today.
And the loser goes into the fire.
Loser goes in the fire.
Twitter at How About a Fresca, the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon. Coming up next, we get back into the biggest story of the night that involves the NBA All-Star team and Rihanna. Fox.
This is the Jason Smith Show. And now, Jason Smith thinks Tom Brady is awful.
Tom Brady is not the greatest of all time.
Mike Harmon is a great singer. Put them together, and you've got an awful singer.
I don't know if I'm elated or gassy, but I'm somewhere in that zone.
The Jason Smith Show. Live from the Geico Fox Sports Radio studios. With Michael Harmon. Here's Jason Smith.
Hour 2 of our program, The Jason Smith Show, with my best friend Mike Harmon. Live from the Geico studios. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Find out how much you could save on car insurance. And don't forget, you can download the Best Of podcast right after the show is over on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, FoxSportsRadio.com, the iHeartRadio app. You can listen to the whole show, parts of it, whatever you want. Dealer's choice. And the last person to download it goes into the fire.
That's not a bad policy.
iTunes.
It's not a good thing. It makes you want to get in there now.
iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher.
I'll probably smoke some meat.
FoxSportsRadio.com, the iHeartRadio app. Rate us. Give us 5 stars. We'll love you forever and ever and ever.
You know what I did today? I smoked some meat. I'll probably smoke some meat.
Did you? You actually did smoke meat today?
I did.
Wow.
I did. Okay. You know what was great about it?
Batman was there?
Well, no. I was able to... Batman. I did invite the mayor over. He did not arrive in time. I had to come to work. But
did you invite Jesus?
Well, Jesus is always present. Okay.
First and foremost, I just have to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Tim's still up. He heard the cue.
How do you hear the call? How do you feel when I throw that back at you? Because every time I say, guess what? You go, is it Batman? And I go, no. And you go, is it Jesus? And I go, no. How do you feel when I say it to you?
That might have been 2 years ago. But
no,
it's,
come on.
How do I feel?
You call me on the phone and you say that to me.
Well, we're still talking about Trestman. He's not even been relevant for a couple of years now. So what do you mean? But, you want to talk about Jesus? We're opening up a whole new avenue, a whole new conversation piece for the good people out there.
We got a phone call today. Yeah. Very fun to do. We're going to fill in for Dan Patrick.
That's going to be
next
fun.
Month. It's going to be a lot of fun. I called you on the phone, and I said, hey, guess who we're filling in for next month? And you said, is it Batman? And I said, no. And you said, Batman. And then you said, is it Jesus? And I said, no.
Well, I mean, we do evangelize to the masses each and every night.
Jesus has been turned loose
in great sports talk across the globe. I mean, with the iHeartRadio app, you can take us wherever you are. You want to climb the highest mountains in the world, you could take us with you. Let us be your audio Sherpas.
Wow. Now that's got to be an album cover. Audio Sherpas. That's going to be
like
or a podcast. The audio.
There you go, Tysher. What do you think, buddy? I saw you reacted well there.
I do like that one.
Why? Because it has Sherpas in it?
No,
because you're irreverent and you're cool and you're young.
All right.
So I like Sherpas. I like the word Sherpas.
Jason, what'd I do to you today, man?
I'm just saying, man. If I picked one person in this room who liked the word Sherpas, I would say it would be
He got pretty excited. It was a good term.
I like quinoa. And I like organic
it was a good turn. It was a good turn of phrase. How could it just hey, Harmon said something pretty cool and funny that he liked, as opposed to trying to cut the man down.
I like science fiction. I like other galaxies. I like Sherpas. No, go ahead. I
was going to say, I'm thinking of a new podcast name. That was good.
All right. Audio Sherpas is pretty good.
That's not bad.
That's more of a band than a pod. The Audio Sherpas. Hey, you know who's opening for Guns N' Roses? Is it Batman? Is it Jesus?
That would be really
good. It's the Audio Sherpas. Oh, okay. I'll see them.
There's someone actually owns that Twitter account already.
What's their big song? Smoke some meat. What's their other big song? Quinoa.
Well, you got to keep it simple.
Quinoa?
Hey, you two had a hit with Lemon.
I think
I just call it smoked quinoa.
Yeah, I think you can actually do that.
I think so.
Can you smoke quinoa?
It's going to be an expensive album.
No.
If I write smoking quinoa, it's going to be something else, isn't
I
it?
don't mean like I'm putting it in the blunt, man. We're going to smoke some quinoa.
Oh, there you go. Barbecue for dummies. Smoke quinoa.
Smoke quinoa. Oh, because quinoa's like a substitution for meat or rice or,
what do you think? Tysher, can I do that? I'll add some of that the next time I do something.
Yeah, when you're done with your Tide Pod challenge, have some smoked quinoa.
Hey, is Gronk on the phone? Is he calling in for that? Or no?
Drew Brees is still on hold.
Oh, boy, he's still on hold.
Well, Drew Brees, we might get him on to break the news when he signs his new deal.
Yeah,
I know he had his kids working out and interviewing with Sean Payton today to be ball boys.
We didn't have him on after the Minneapolis Miracle. I can't believe he's still on hold. But
he's still on hold.
All right.
It's in a cooling down period.
Okay.
You know what? Since he's on hold, we're going to do him a favor. Let's play the Minneapolis Miracle play for Drew Brees real quick.
10 seconds left in the game, 24-23. Saints, receivers right, Steven left, Case on the deep drop, fires right. Go Vikings! Jason Bell! Go! Touchdown! Into the 61-yard Minneapolis Miracle! Yes!
That was Berman and TJ as they practiced for their
bit of helium
reunion on Sunday. 2 6-year-olds reenacting the Minneapolis Miracle. Word for word, I think. Right? That was word for word.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. I'm Paul Allen. You're Burson.
No, that's
go.
Listen, we have not spoken, but we know Paul Allen listens to the show. I mean, we know he's a big fan of the show, big fan of Paul Allen's. He's got to be just steamy. Burson, you can't shut up for 5 seconds so I can describe it. I'm the play-by-play. Can you stop just going, yes! Oh, my God, yes! Yes! Yeah, I mean, really, let him, you'll talk in a second. You'll get to talk in 1 second.
That was something next level right there. What are you?
Goes in the fire. I mean, that's how it works.
Meg Ryan over here?
The loser goes in the fire.
Now, look, for Paul Allen, though, I mean, he's doing the rounds and getting people to know this team a little bit more as you get to the NFC title game. He's happy he gets to call one more game.
Yeah.
I think he's okay with Bursidge coming over the top.
Meanwhile, Twitter at How About a Fresca, phone number 877-99 on Fox, the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon. Today, the All-Star starters were announced in the NBA. LeBron James, number one vote getter. Steph Curry also have been elected captains. They will choose the teams.
Steph Curry actually wanted that responsibility, unlike his teammate Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant didn't want to pick the teams, but Curry did want to pick the teams.
Some of the guys that get votes, though, it's an absolute clown show.
So LeBron led and Curry led in the West, so now they are the captains.
I'm the captain now.
Getting voted in to start as well, Greek Freak is in there.
Yep.
Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, DeMar DeRozan, they're in the East. In the West, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins. Lonzo Ball, LiAngelo Ball, and LaMelo Ball are also sharing one spot.
Well, Lonzo got votes.
So he did, true. He did.
There are a lot of guys got votes.
More votes than Damian Lillard, who was really pissed off about that.
Yeah, how about you don't play in Portland?
There is something to be said for that.
That's the thing. And the loser doesn't get to go to the All-Star game. That's how it goes. He even said it, though. Lillard was like, I'm mad. I missed the last two. I don't think I should miss this one. But I get that Lonzo Ball plays for the Lakers in L.A. I get he has a lot of votes.
What do you think that bonus is? What do you think that bonus is that he's missing out on? The 50G, 100G.
No,
what are we missing here?
I think if you're salty about it, it's got to be at least $100,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Because if it's $50,000, it's like, yeah, okay. But $100,000 as well. That's
I'm thinking there's 6 figures here.
That's a Ferrari or a Testarossa. You know, I mean, that's a big car. So the starters get announced, and Joel Embiid celebrating. As long as he is healthy and playing, he's awesome. A big night tonight. Huge. 26 points, 16 rebounds, and the Sixers go into Boston and thump the Celtics. 89-80 is the final, but they led by 18 going to the fourth quarter. It was a great night for the Sixers. So Joel Embiid's an all-star, and as you know, he has had a long-time crush on Rihanna. When he was first in the league and injured, he tried to find a way to meet her through social media, and as this happened, he has related a story that a girl I was interested in told me, call me back when you're an all-star, meaning it was Rihanna. Well, now Joel Embiid is an all-star, officially an all-star. And after the game tonight, national television, he's got a chance to say, hey, Rihanna, I'm an all-star now. Hit me up on Twitter, whatever it is. But instead, Joel Embiid, and I dig this about the guy, said thanks, but no thanks.
I mean, you should deny me back then, so why go with her again? So I have to pass that and move on to the next one.
You've got the mic. Anything you'd like to say?
Trust the process.
Shut it down! And I dig that. I have more respect for Joel Embiid for that than anything he's done on the court.
Hell yeah.
When you can sit there and say, you know what? Here's an incredibly attractive woman who's a star that anybody would love to date, and I'm going to say, no, you know what? You had your chance, and I wasn't worth it back then. I'm not going to be worth it now. I dig that because I lived it. Because that was me when I was young and I was single. If
you were Joel Embiid?
Hey, listen, I was tall. I was injury prone. No, I wouldn't play in back-to-backs. No, when I was younger and single,
I believe. You had hair?
I had a lot of hair. I had hair like Joel Embiid. I had a big afro. It looked great. It was cool. I could have a flat top. I had a fade in college. Oh, I could.
Did you ever look like
stuff.
Ford Fairlane?
No. No,
I ever look like the Dice Man? Grow some mutton chops while you're at it.
I look more like Kid from Kid and Play. Hickory dick. So that was me. If there was a girl that I knew, whatever, if I was interested in her, we were kind of interested, but she wanted to get around to me, and she was like, okay, no, I'd rather date this guy first. And then, maybe Jason. No. I would shut it down.
No, is this a function?
I would shut it down.
No, is this a function of the kid thinking that the woman in question had to step to him? Or was this you had no game?
No.
You had this wish list.
No. This
that
is
you
not
didn't you didn't have the guts.
No. This is if a girl and I hit it off and it seemed like we wanted to date, but it was one of those, let's play the cat and mouse game for a little bit.
No sacrifice.
In other words, you never asked her out.
No. If it was like, if I'd asked her out. No. There were times I asked her. No. Oh, no, I would never not ask a girl out. No, that wasn't me. No.
That was pretty good.
I would never not ask her. I would always ask her. And a lot of times I went down in flames, but she's never going to know if you don't ask. But if it was something
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
I ask her out and she would say something like, "Oh, I really like you. I just came out of a relationship. I don't want to really date anybody right now. That's cool." And then I find out she went and dated somebody else. And then a couple months later, it was like, "Hey, yeah, I think I'm ready. We can go out now." I would say, "No, I'm not. No, you don't get around to me. I'm not number 4 on your list, and because Alabama and Clemson lose in the same week, I vault up to number 1. No, I'm either number 1 or I'm not. And I know I missed out on dating a few girls because of it, but I had pride. Certain times I didn't have pride, but that I had pride. I always did. If you shut me down,
sometimes I didn't.
If you shut me down, I never went back. If you wanted to come back around and go, hey, guess what? No, I would say out.
Did you have a list on your wall like Steve Buscemi?
People to not date, and then I put lipstick on, listen to Crying Game. No, that was my thing. If you never came back around to me, no, that was it. You were done. And I know I missed out on dating a couple of really hot girls who maybe but no.
Yeah, not as hot as Rihanna.
And I'm also, but you could date somebody else just as hot. You're Joel Embiid, you're an all-star. You could date anybody you want. No, you can't.
It's Rihanna, bud.
You can't. Nope. I
mean, Matt Kemp's back in L.A.
Nope. Joel Embiid, keep doing what you're doing.
Shut it down!
Well, until the trade deadline, Matt Kemp's back in L.A. But that's what you do. Shut it down. Don't let her come back if she dissed you the first time around and said, no, that's it. And especially, I'm not going to date somebody if I know that she dated somebody I knew and they had sex. I'm not going to do that. I can't be the one to go. Then other way go, oh, yeah, now she's dating Jason. Guess what? Guess who hooked up with her?
That's an Eskimo situation, right? Isn't that what the kids call it?
That's different. No, that's different. It's not just, no, Eskimo, but no, that's different. Trust me. No, I'm
telling you, it's the same.
No, it's not. I'll tell you what I don't want to say because it's not the slide over baby hour yet.
All right.
But I'll tell you what that's not the same.
It's escalated quickly.
No, it's not. So I wasn't going to be that guy either. I wasn't going to be the ha 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 ha. No, not happening. I shut it down. Shut it down. Go someplace else. Go find somebody else to be your husband. Go ahead.
The loser goes on the fire.
And then you woke up.
Twitter at How About a Fresca, the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon live from the Geico Studios. Coming up next, all the drama as we head to the AFC and NFC championship games. Brady Papinga stops by to break it all down with us. Take one step back from your radio because Brady joins us next on Fox.
I hate that song.
Fox Sports Radio, the Jason Smith Show with my best friend Mike Harmon. We are live from the Geico Studios. Great news! You want to save money? Well, go to Geico.com. And in 15 minutes, you could be saving 15% or more on car insurance. A big day. It's already Thursday. I feel like the Minneapolis Miracle was yesterday. And now we're already getting set, getting into the weekend, getting ready for the AFC and NFC championship games. We have Tom Brady wearing a glove, not practicing. We got Doug Marrone getting advice on how to beat the Patriots from a first grade class in Jacksonville. You got Leonard Fournette getting in fender benders and people wanting to keep this bumper as a token of remembrance from it. We got some crazy stuff going on. When I say crazy, that means there's only one guy to bring in. He is a Super Bowl champion. He is our teammate here at Fox Sports Radio. Hear him on the weekends. He's a Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports Deportes, college football and NFL analyst, Brady Papinga. What's happening, buddy?
What's up, man? So you're saying I'm crazy?
Buddy, you've always been crazy.
I've never heard that in my life. All I've ever heard is how normal I am, and I'm just right in the middle, run-of-the-mill, general kind of public guy. Okay, no, that's great, man. They called me schizo for I don't know how many years with the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
Because I would be buddy-buddy with everybody off the field, and they'd think, oh, man, how this guy can't be physical. I mean, how could he come and knock me in the cheeks or in the face? And lo and behold, poof, I just destroy him. The guy's like, dude, you're schizophrenic. You're one guy off the field and a whole nother guy on the field. And I took that as a compliment.
No, because I could see you turning it on like in a second. Like going from the joking around, having fun Brady to suddenly, whoa, this dude's serious. Stuff just got real. I see you doing that.
Yeah. Well, the funnest thing is when you go and you just like in a drill, we do like tackling drills with each other. So you're with your close linebacker buddies. And I would purposefully go and just lay licks on guys. Boom, and just get their reaction. And the whole time I'd be smiling and laughing. And they'd be like, come on, bro. Like A.J. Hawk, my buddy, would be like, oh, come on, Brady. Just tone it down a little bit. And then one guy, his name's Spencer Havner. I don't know if you guys ever remember with the Packers, but he played tight end. He played linebacker. He was all over the place. And one time I did it to him just purely to be a punk. We were doing an angle tackle drill. And it's just where you run at an angle and you just, go and they call it butt 'em up, meaning you don't tackle him to the ground. You just do that part. It's like the first half of a tackle. And I just went full blow and just blasted the dude. He was so upset with me. He glared at me in the eyes after I blasted him and he goes, idiot.
So the ensuing fight would have been better than anything we see in the NBA, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, we wouldn't really get into like fist fights, I mean, that's usually saved for the big fat offensive linemen. That's where you start throwing the haymakers and, going after them. With each other, you just call each other names like idiots, and you go on from there.
All right, well, let's start here. Tom Brady with a hand injury. It first was suffered at practice yesterday. He showed up at practice today with a glove on, but then he didn't practice. Is this a really big deal, Brady?
It's a smoke screen, ladies and gentlemen. Do not believe it. It is something that the New England Patriots are using as a Jedi mind trick So don't fall for the banana in the old tailpipe, as they say, guys.
So you just dismissed it. I like it.
What's the end game of this? Like they getting ready for Brian Hoyer? I mean, what's the? I think the Jaguars would be more than happy to go unprepared against Brian Hoyer.
Well, I'm not saying that they just want it to be another kind of distraction out there for the Jags, another kind of thing to occupy their mental energy. Because if you look at the Patriots, that's the thing that they master. They master the ability to stay in the moment better than anybody. And since they know that that's their advantage, that they're able to focus that the laser, like you'd say, then the opposite of that would be let's start to throw out a bunch of stuff that becomes topics of conversation with the media, that all of a sudden guys have to, start wondering, well, does that make a difference if he's hurt? Do we go after his hand? Does that change our plan? I mean, anything that they can do to add a little crink into the preparation, you could say, of the Jaguars are going to do. And this isn't the first time. Bill Belichick, he is notorious for messing with injuries and the injury report and all that kind of stuff. Like, he'll sit guys out just to sit them out, put them on the injury report, and then actually have them play because he knows there's nobody, like on certain injuries, you can't tell if a guy's actually injured or not. You know what I mean? Even like for example, if a guy bruised his hand, there is no medium or instrument in existence that can measure how severe that bruise is, whether it's so painful that he's debilitated to the point to where he can actually play. And so he uses that to his advantage to throw teams off. Trust me, this is a Jedi mind trick. If I'm the Jaguars, I'm paying no attention to it. And if anybody asks me, I'm just not even going to respond. I'm just going to stare at them and pretend like they never asked me a question and just stare until they ask another question. And then if not, you just have that moment of awkward silence.
Well, Jason's getting ready to build a statue to Doug Marrone, owing back to his Syracuse days before heading down here to Jacksonville. How much is Tom Coughlin got his blueprint on whatever they're working on in terms of game planning this week? How much is he in on this process?
Oh, yeah. Not much. He lets his coaches coach, but the way the team is built in terms of they're tough, they're built off of this mentality of, nobody's comfortable. You show up 10 minutes before it says you're supposed to, and that's just because that's the culture. You may show up 5 minutes early thinking you're actually early when in fact you're late. You hear those Michael Strahan story, and he showed up like not on Coughlin time and he got in trouble for it. He's like so confused, like, wait, I'm like 10 minutes early, but I'm not 10 minutes early according to Coughlin time. What the heck? And so all that adds up to, it really is a certain sense of like, I do believe it's connected a little bit with Bill Belichick and also Bill Parcells of this common suffering. You sort of put all the guys through the same kind of ringer, and they all sort of rally against it. You know what I mean? It's almost like they're like so kind of annoyed by it that it actually becomes like a manufactured chip on their shoulder. And so if there's one thing you could say that Tom Coughlin has done fantastic in his time in New York, and now he's doing it in Jacksonville, is he knows how to manufacture chips on guys' shoulders to where they go out and they play with it. And they play with an attitude. They played an aggressive way. I mean, you saw him against the Steelers. I mean, they were taking no prisoners. I mean, Telvin Smith running it into the end zone there at the interception, rubbing it into the face of Le'Veon Bell. I mean, that's and Coughlin, they'll be upset with the penalty, but at the end of the day, they like that kind of stuff.
Now, Brady, last week you had the Jaguars over the Steelers. I'm taking the Jags over the Patriots. I think it's a bad matchup. They can do the same things and wreak havoc defensively. How do you see the Jags and the Patriots on Sunday?
I'm looking for the Jags, man. And I was thinking this when I started studying the Jags leading up to the game versus the 49ers. I was sitting there going, wow, this team is legit. First. Secondly, I thought, well, who are their biggest contenders? And then, I already saw what they did with the Steelers, and I knew that was something that could be repeated because it was just a bad matchup for the Steelers. And then the second thing is I thought about the Patriots, and I thought, what beats the Patriots? And it's that exact kind of defense to where you can mold together pressure on the front end and the back end. Pressure on the front end comes in the form, obviously, the four guys rushing the passer. The back end, it comes from being able to get into the space of the receivers by jamming them and then and running with them in tight coverage and making it to where a quarterback has to be extremely accurate when they're under pressure. Garoppolo was able to do that at an unbelievable level, by the way. And when I watched in that game, Garoppolo just gashed that Jaguars defense. I mean, like I said, these weren't kind of like bust by the Jaguars. It wasn't anything other than Garoppolo playing at this other level. I actually gained a lot more respect for the Jaguars because the passes Garoppolo was able to complete, I was like, I don't even know if Tom Brady can't complete those passes. I'm talking like passes where he is getting blasted because the pressure gets to him, and he has to throw it literally into a diameter of like 8 inches of like a cylinder for it to be a complete pass, and he kept doing it over and over again. That's the margin of error you deal with this Jaguar defense, and that presses the exact top buttons of the New England Patriots team, because now you're mitigating their very strength, which is Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the head of the snake. If you can affect him, you're going to affect their defense. You're going to affect their special teams, and obviously, if I'm being figurative here now. I'm not trying to be literal. Figurative, ladies and gentlemen. A metaphor coming. If you cut off the head of the snake, the rest of the snake body dies.
No, I saw that in that video in Florida today.
Yeah,
with the
that was kind of a big deal.
Eating the python.
Too soon, bro.
He ate the head of the snake, and the snake died.
It's a final.
We're talking with Brady Papinga, talking AFC, NFC championship games. In the next minute, Brady's going to Google what that means. And then when we continue on, we'll talk NFC title game and Josh Allen, number 1 pick in the draft. But first, let's check out what's trending with Mr. Tom Looney.
LeBron James needed 41 points tonight against the Magic to surpass 30,000 points for his career, but he didn't get it.
LeBron, he goes baseline, got bumped by Bates, puts it up and puts it in, and LeBron James has a chance for a 3-point play after gorgeous ball movement.
That's the voice of the Cavaliers on one of America's great rock and roll stations, WMMS Cleveland. LeBron had 16 points. Cavaliers held off the Magic 104-103. Sixer star Joel Embiid, 26 points, 16 rebounds for the Celtics. We call that a double-double at the Tom Looney School of Broadcasting in Winnemucca, Nevada.
Here's Joel with 2. Step back shot from the right elbow. Bucket. It's good.
Tom McGinnis calls called the Sixers game on WIP Philly. 76ers 86 to Celtics, 89-80. 2 other finals from the NBA. Rockets Ishmael the Timberwolves 118-98. Blazers AMC'd the Pacers 100-86. Cam Newton is pouting again. He unfollowed the Carolina Panthers on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and Facebook. What's going on? Maybe a man named Brady knows. Jason Smith, Michael Harmon, and Super Bowl champion Brady Papinga continue chin-wagging right now on Fox Sports Radio.
Thank you, Mr. Looney.
Sure.
We're live from the Geico Studios. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Find out how much you could save on auto insurance. We're talking AFC, NFC title games and more with Brady Papinga, Super Bowl champion, our teammate here at Fox Sports Radio, Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports Deportes, NFL analyst. Now, before we get to the NFC title game, first mock draft came out today, Mel Kiper Jr., and he's got Josh Allen going number 1 overall. I know you've seen Josh Allen. You've seen him play. He had a great year last year. He had a down year this year. Is he the real thing, number 1 overall type guy, Brady?
Well, I mean, this is the thing that I find always fascinating. I even put Josh Rosen into the same category. If you go back to the history of all the great quarterbacks, and we all know who they are, they're the Elways, the Joe Montana, the guys who go on to win the Super Bowls, to lead their teams to Super Bowls, not the Trent Dilfers, not the game managers. I'm talking the guys who are the reason why their teams win the Super Bowls. How many of those guys, A, didn't dominate at one point, or at least at the very end of their career in college? And then how many of those guys had a below winning record, or at least a 500 record below in college? And the only guy that fits at least one of those criteria is John Elway. He didn't have a winning record his last year at Stanford. But guess what? He still dominated at the college level, okay? You look at Josh Allen, the guy has never dominated at the college level. And, I mean, I've seen this guy up close in person, and it was fascinating because I see the guy play, and I'm not even thinking twice about him being an NFL guy. And I grew up in my NFL days watching the likes of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, and then playing against all the other great guys, Tom Brady's, all these guys. So I have a pretty good idea what a good NFL quarterback looks like. And lo and behold, I'm looking at Josh Allen, and he didn't even jump off the page at me. And all of a sudden, he's number 1 overall pick. All of a sudden, he's a first rounder, top 10 guy. I don't see it. I see somebody that people want to be that, but he's just not. And again, just look at those very telling statistics of, does the guy dominate in college, and does he finish his senior year with a winning record? And if you're 0 for 2 with those ones, I would run from that guy like no other.
With that in the books and, well, many more mock drafts to break down, Brady, we've got, another 3.5 months, so let's pace ourselves. The NFC, there'll be iteration 1.27 before long, and we'll have all the workouts and everything to go off of. And then we'll watch the T-shirt and underwear Olympics live here in the Geico studios, and everybody will have a good time. We've got Keenum. We've got Foles. Foles, the stat everybody wants to put out all week long, hasn't completed a pass over 20 yards since coming back and taking the top spot. Can they make enough plays against that Viking defense?
It's going to be tough sailing, man. The Vikings defense is 2 notches better than the Falcons defense was, and I was obviously high on them going in the game last week, and they struggled to score. 15 points. Could it be enough if their defense can go and dominate? It could be like another repeat performance, but I'm not seeing that because I look at the Vikings and they got the destiny on their side. I mean, that play that they had, the miracle in Minnesota with Diggs, that's going to reverberate, man. That's going to carry them into Philly. And I look at them having one heck of an outing. Their defense very rarely makes mistakes. They're very rarely out of position. They're fast. They're tough. They're good on all levels. A lot like what I was talking about the Jaguars. They're able to pressure. They're able to cover just as good as anybody. And you add that all up together, it's going to be tough for Nick Foles, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be another one of those kind of defensive battles. But to me, the edge will come with Minnesota's offense is just they got it going on. They can run the ball. They're going to call better plays, unfortunately, than the Atlanta Falcons this last week. Are you kidding me? Sarkisian. What was he on? And no pun intended there. I mean, why would you roll out in a gotta-have-it moment when it's the only play that's going to determine the game? Because when you roll out, you cut the field in half, guys. You're basically telling the defense, we're going to let you off the hook. Because that other half of the field, we're not even going to play on that side. So we're going to go to this side, and we're going to go into the end zone in a corner. And yeah, we're going to Julio Jones. Another error. He didn't even have another layer to the play. So I don't see that happen again with Shurmur. Shurmur is a heck of a strategist. He's been calling games like a champ this whole year, and I do believe it's going to come down at the very end, just like that the Eagles Falcons game this last week. And I do believe that the Vikings are going to get over the top because they're going to be in a good play, and their defense is going to be just a notch better than what the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be having, and then they can take those dog masks and throw them in the trash because I'm sick of looking at them. They can't.
So it's going to come down to the end, and on a big third down play with 10 seconds left, Keenum's going to find Stephon Diggs open on the sideline who goes in for a touchdown. It'll be the miracle part 2.
Safety's going to screw up again.
Well, yeah. Exactly. The safety's, for some reason, going to put his head down and whiff him and then take out his guy. It's going to just repeat experience again. I really do think that the Vikings, there's something in the air right now to where they're going to be the first team to play in the Super Bowl in their hometown, which will be phenomenal.
Is that going to be an advantage? Is it really going to be the advantage people are scared of when they think, we have to play against a team playing a home game in the Super Bowl?
Oh, there's no question about that because you don't have to travel. The biggest part of the Super Bowl is the logistics, man. That's the most challenging part, is having to leave at an awkward time because you're leaving I think it's the Sunday. I forget if it was a Sunday or Monday, but you're not leaving on a regular time. Well, of course you're not. You're not leaving on a regular time that you'd usually leave on a road game, because you're staying the whole week. Then the other thing gets to where the night before the game, guys are so conditioned to go to a hotel, be away from their families. If you got little kids, you're away from your little kids the night before a game. Sometimes teams keep the same, the hotel arrangements to where you're with your family that night before the game. Sometimes all of a sudden you go to one hotel throughout the week, and then they pick you up and they have you go to another one to try to replicate what you regularly do on the road. And all of that disruption is tough because it's distracting, it's tiresome, and ultimately it doesn't help you. And when both teams have to go through it, it sort of cancels itself out. But when one team doesn't have to go through it and the other team does, there's a tremendous advantage for the team that's not going to have to go through the logistics end of things. And then on top of it, I don't care how many corporate people are going to buy tickets there. There's still going to be a lot of your hometown fans showing up, obviously, because it's especially in a football crazy place like Minnesota, it's a historic event. People are going to fork over big money to basically eliminate the corporate people and go in and support their team because it's so special and hoping that they get off the schneid and finally win one. And so, if they get to the Super Bowl, you mark my word right now, they will be the favorite, and if anybody's able to beat them, they're going to have to play the game of the century to beat them on their home turf. So a lot's riding on this game for the Vikings because if they win it, I would say that they are the favorites to win the whole thing, unbelievably enough.
On Twitter, at Brady Papinga. That's on Twitter, at Brady Papinga. Super Bowl champion, Fox Sports Radio. You can listen to him this weekend, Saturday, from 10 to 1 Pacific, right here. Get you all set for the games. Fox Sports 1, Fox Sports Deportes on the NFL as well, Brady. As always, buddy, appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Hey, have a good night, guys.
All right.
And always a pleasure to jump on with you, fellas.
Be good, brother. I'll see you. I thought Brady was gone for a second.
I thought he said, I'm out.
He said, he just pulled up and said, I'm done. I'm out. Great stuff about the logistics of the Super Bowl and not having to go anywhere and sleeping in your own bed and not having to check into hotels and worry about practice here and this here.
Well,
and
they'll
this
still
here.
make you do the hotel thing.
Right, but you're not.
For the game week, but you're still in your own.
Yeah, and you're having a more normal Super Bowl experience because it's like, okay, you're getting ready. It's like getting ready for a big playoff game. The whole town is crazy for it, obviously, but you've been through that because you live there and you've been through it. I mean, that's a great point, the big advantage it goes to teams if they get to play at home for the Super Bowl.
If the Vikings are in it, Fran Tarkenton will be front and center. Can we do it? That's incredible. Can we do a special live on stage?
Incredible.
I mean, they're all still around. I mean, they're all still there. Right now, get in at $4,375.
What do you think they're going to charge Ragnar to get in?
Ragnar's got to pay double.
No, he's going to ride.
It's more than double.
He's going to ride his motorcycle over the top of the stadium and land.
Through the glass?
Like it's Mario Kart.
Like he's Stone Cold Steve
like it's Mario Kart. He's going to warp and just land.
Now, we've been celebrating Joel Embiid, right? Shoot your shot and then tell Rihanna to go away.
Sure.
How about Ragnar wanting $1 million? Still one of my favorite moments that we've ever covered on this show.
You know, we're going to, if they win, Frostberg, we got to get Ragnar on next week.
That's a guarantee.
All right. I would hope so. And no stealing that idea. Coming up next, speaking of the conference championship games, how cool would it be to have a star player's bumper? Well, we'll bring you that odd-ass story coming up next on Fox.
That song.
Eventually, are we going to play a song Belichick likes every song this week?
I'm trying, man.
Well, but is it like Jim Caldwell, former coach of the Lions, who tried to keep you from knowing what his favorite movie was? Maybe Belichick doesn't let you know, other than Christmas carols, that he enjoys any music.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. May your heart be light.
Well, I mean, he did admit to liking Christmas carols.
Yeah, who doesn't like Christmas carols?
I'm all for it. I wish we could play them year-round. Why can't every day be like Christmas?
I bet you Gary Newman likes...
Newman.
Great news! You want to save money, go to Geico.com, and in 15 minutes, you could be saving 15% or more on car insurance. So, Jaguars running back Leonard Fournette got in a fender bender yesterday. Maybe you saw this story. He was driving in Jacksonville, and his 2017 Mercedes got rear-ended. Turns out, it was rear-ended by a Steelers fan.
How slow do you think that fan was going? He was a week late.
That's it. It's true. Mike Tomlin should have said that at the end of the press conference. And where was the guy that was supposed to knock Fournette out of the game? Got ready for 3 touchdowns against us. I'm going to eat that ass up.
Well, Todd Haley was a fall guy. Still waiting for someone to explain why Keith Butler still has a job.
It might have actually been Todd Haley. Who actually
on his way out?
It was a Steelers fan whose family actually was at Heinz Field on Sunday and watched the Jaguars beat the Steelers. Fournette said they had pictures from the game. I think her in-laws didn't know who I was until everybody started taking pictures with me. And then they were like, we were at the game going against y'all. It was cold. Things like that. Fournette said the woman apologized after the incident. There were no injuries. Fournette said I was good. I had my seatbelt on, so I wasn't really worried. Keep your seatbelts on. But here's the best part of the story. I mean, obviously no one getting hurt, and how funny was it that, in a car accident in Jacksonville, and I hit Leonard Fournette. The thing that surprised Fournette the most, one of the first responders who got to the accident asked him whether he could keep the rear bumper from his car, which was knocked off during the accident. Because if you knock your bumper off, chances are you're getting a new one. You're not getting that one back on.
All right.
It got knocked off, and then he asked if Fournette would sign it.
That's pretty sweet.
So the guy shows up, first responder. Oh, everybody okay? Whoa, Leonard Fournette. Hey, I'm sorry you're bleeding, lady, but whoa, hey. Oh, your bumper's gone. Dude, can I have it? Dude, can I sew it? Will you sign it? Will you sign the bumper?
It's funny you mock this. I remember a contest when I was living in Chicago where they had a Chevy Blazer, and the contest, you got the car, but you also got an extra armrest for the center console that was signed by Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan.
Wow.
And Ali actually did a presentation to give it over.
Just an armrest.
So I got to meet him briefly. Wow. Got the jabs thrown at me and the whole 9 yards. But you're mocking the signed bumper. I'm not surprised at all.
You signed the bumper, I'll take it away right here, Leonard.
Now, he also joked that the bumper is worth some $50,000 by itself. Quote, so I don't know what insurance they have or who they're with, so still trying to figure that out. But, you start looking up what the Maybach 6 is worth here. Where the concept car worth a couple $100,000. So, it's not the one you want to hit.
Here's Fournette talking about the incident.
Did he ask for the bumper?
Yeah, he did. It was crazy because I wasn't really worried about it. The bumper was on the ground, and I was in a car waiting for the police to come, and he came out of nowhere like, man, can you sign this for me? I'm like, you want me to sign a bumper? You know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, and like, well, whatever, it's cool.
First bumper you've ever signed, I assume?
Yeah, first and hopefully the last.
What was the damage to the car, total price?
Man, I don't know. I mean, the bump was probably like $50,000 by itself. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what insurance they have or who they with.
There you go.
Should have gone to Geico. Get that Geico insurance. Got that Geico for your money.
Right.
Money. I don't know how cool it is to have Leonard Fournette's bumper.
Oh, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Like Jimbo
especially
Fisher's
now that he's
Christmas
getting
tree.
a run.
Jimbo Fisher's Christmas tree, that was pretty cool. I know Leonard Fournette's bumper, it's a bumper. I don't know. I don't know. I know I'm not the biggest memorabilia buy. Stuff I think is actually really cool, or I just go, and I'm just kind of on the bumper.
Well, you're probably never buying a Maybach yourself, so now you have a signed bumper.
Well, if
you'll always have the story of Leonard Fournette as he ascends to greatness.
People on Craigslist going, someone's still trying to sell that bumper, $50,000. I'm not going to buy it. He keeps coming to the front on every Wednesday and Saturday.
I mean, Leonard Fournette also set a price that is probably exorbitant. But, hey, he walked away unscathed and is ready for Sunday's action.
So I'm trying to match things. I am matching Jimbo Fisher's Christmas tree with Leonard Fournette's bumper. I got to go with the Christmas tree. Dating can be fun, but when you are ready for a real relationship this year, you're ready for Match. Get started for free. Go to Match.com and you can search, view photos, connect for free. That's free. Go to Match.com, 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 MATCH.com. Eventually, I'd be worried that the bumper would be in the back of my garage. I'd forget what it was, and I'd throw it out. Why was I keeping this? Get rid of it. Binge and purge. Binge and purge. I just get rid of it.
Giant autograph Leonard Fournette on. You're going to see the signature.
Coming up next, the best story of the night by far. This is Fox.
This is the Jason Smith Show.
Ooh, can't wait to hear this.
You ready?
It's Jason Smith.
Fox Sports Radio, 877-99 on Fox, or on Twitter at How About a Fresca. That's on Twitter.
This is the Jason Smith Show.
There's a reason why they called it Excellence of Elocution.
What?
I'm in the house.
Live from the Geico Fox Sports Radio studios with Michael Harmon, here's Jason Smith.
Final hour of the show. Yay. Jason, Mike Harmon live from the Geico studios. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Find out what you can save on auto insurance. And if you miss any of the show, download the best of. The podcast goes up right after the show is over. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, FoxSportsRadio.com, the iHeartRadio app, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, FoxSportsRadio.com, the iHeartRadio app. Listen to the whole show, parts of it. Rate us, give us 5 stars. We'll love you for the rest of our natural lives. Maybe you missed
your dreams come true.
Joel Embiid and Rihanna, which we're going to get to in a couple minutes. Maybe you missed Leonard Fournette's bumper. Maybe you missed Tom Brady. All of it. iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, FoxSportsRadio.com, the iHeartRadio app.
We had a great question coming through the Twitterverse at How About a Fresca.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You got one. Go ahead.
Jason, whose car bumper would you rather have? Jim Boeheim's, Matt Harvey's, or Phil Jackson's?
Why would I want Matt Harvey's car bumper? he's going to be next.
I bet you could tell a story.
Or
12.
I bet you the bumper's worth more than him. Why would I want Phil Jackson's bumper?
Hello.
You might be able to find inner peace just by touching it.
He doesn't even have a car. He takes the bus.
And thank
but
you
it
for
could be
being
made
a
out of
season
peyote.
ticket holder.
That is true. We might
If
be
I
able
could
to
smoke the bumper. Phil,
I'll probably
man,
smoke some meat.
I tried to smoke your bumper, man. It wasn't. I couldn't do it, man.
The fumes off the plastic would do some great things for you.
No,
Is it the playoffs yet?
no, it's not Phil.
Look at the colors, man.
It's January,
Colors.
and
I think we know what we're doing.
Phil, are you going to have anything positive to say here?
No.
All right, then go back to sleep.
No.
Phil, we're going to talk about Joel Embiid. You want to talk about Joel Embiid? All right, here we go. Of course I want Boeheim's bumper. I'd go to his house and take it off the back of his car while he was watching out the window, calling the police. Hey, Jim, it's taking your bumper. It's kind of cool.
In your mailbox.
See, now that's going to happen, and it's going to be your fault.
No, I'm in Los Angeles. They know I'm on the air. I can't.
I'm not saying it happens now, but if that happens anytime soon,
you're
screwed. Sherman Oaks, Federales.
If the Federales are coming after me.
Wow, we're going to sing Poncho and Lefty while we're at it, too. It wasn't
no statute of limitations.
That is right. It is a federal crime.
It's a crime.
No statute.
Okay. I haven't stolen a bumper, so there's no crime. We're just talking about.
No. We're talking about that mailbox.
Yeah, because nobody cares about it. Bumper.
Okay. 25 years ago, and it wasn't Boeheim's mailbox.
Well, it doesn't matter whose it is.
Yes, sure it does.
Everybody's just as important as the next guy in the eyes of the United States Postal Service.
Trust me, if you steal a mailbox on a Sunday and then you put it back, there's no crime.
I know there's no bells on Sunday.
There's no post on Sunday either.
It doesn't matter. Crime is a crime.
Like Uncle Vernon said in Harry Potter, you know why? Sunday's my favorite day of the week. No post on Sunday.
And you know what? He was wrong.
No post on Sunday. No post on Sunday.
No, he was wrong because he was peppered, spoiler alert, with envelopes. Well, that left Dudley confused.
It was special magic mail that he was peppered with. I haven't gotten
Isn't all magic
mail.
Isn't all mail a bit magic? You've never had your postman deliver on Sunday?
No.
Really? You've never had? You guys?
No.
You ever had the guy that's
still
late?
a crime.
Still
It doesn't matter what day's mail.
Well, that was the ultimate point, but I was talking about the postal service.
The only way the postman is delivering on Sunday is if the husband's away and it's like, hey, deliver.
No. Look, just because it's a slide over baby.
You're talking about it like the postman comes to your house on Sunday.
Every once in a while, there is a day where the mail service.
Hey, Mike, can you run to the store for me? The postman's going to come soon.
And all of a sudden, his cable's out.
Plumbing goes out. There's guys waiting in line like an airplane.
That escalated quickly.
I had my pool cleaned on Tuesday, but it seems a little dirty.
Hey, the mailman's here, but he doesn't have his bag or anything, and he's wearing leather pants.
Yes, it's the pizza guy, and it's 11:30 in the morning.
Oh, I would hope it's not the pizza guy. I'd hope she'd have higher standards than just a guy delivering pizza. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
What's wrong with Little Caesars?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Pejorative term right there. You're talking down. You were all elitist right there.
All right, if my wife was going to cheat on me, I'd rather it be with the mailman than the guy delivering pizza. I mean, it's all going to end the same. We're going to get divorced, but at least I'm like, okay, the guy had a, full-time job with benefits and stuff.
Well, Joel Embiid does.
Joel Embiid is my absolute hero tonight. He had a huge night, 26-16. Sixers boat race the Boston Celtics, 89-80. They led by 18 going to the fourth quarter. It was a blowout. Joel Embiid had a big day. Not only did he have a big day on the court, but he is now officially going to the All-Star game. Named an All-Star starter today. Team captains are LeBron James, Steph Curry, two top vote getters. But tonight really was about Joel Embiid. Why? Because of his post-game interview. If you remember, Joel Embiid, when he first came into the league, had a big crush on Rihanna. I mean, who doesn't have a crush on Rihanna? Rihanna's hot. And she's a music star. And she likes to wear LeBron James's jersey and sit next to his wife at games, which is really weird, but let's stick with Joel Embiid. So Embiid tried to date Rihanna. And apparently, we don't know this for certain, but apparently, Joel Embiid said when he tried to talk to her, she said, call me back when you're an all-star. Well, today, Joel Embiid is an all-star. But in front of a national television audience, after he won tonight over Boston, named an all-star. He was given a chance. You want to get out there? You want to say, hey, Rihanna, give me a call. Joel Embiid said, talk to the hand.
I mean, she denied me back then, so why go with her again? So I have to pass that and move on to the next one.
You've got the mic. Anything you'd like to say?
Trust the process.
Gotta trust the process.
He's just going to say trust the process for everything now. Everything's going to be trust the process.
Well, it is his.
He's owning
it's
that
on
statement.
His business card.
Yeah, well, it's on his Twitter account, too.
Yeah, there's no question.
Trust the process.
That's it. He is the process.
But I love that. Don't lower yourself to being the guy who, okay, hey, now I'm worthy of dating you. No, either you're worthy of being dated the first time around, or that's it. Or I'm sorry, you come around again? No.
But maybe with a couple years experience.
I'm telling you to beat it.
20 was too young.
Nope, I'm telling you to beat it. I'm telling you to go. And Wuthering Heights is one of my favorite books of all time. What happens? Heathcliff had to go to finishing school, all this stuff, and finally, now Catherine loves him. No, if I was Heathcliff, I would have said, beat it. You didn't want me when I was this poor kid living on the moors. Sorry, spoiler alert. Now you don't want me now. Forget it.
Wow, now we're busting out the Wuthering Heights
the
and
one thing,
the moors. And
I got in Wuthering Heights tonight. I'm pretty cool.
The moops.
I feel pretty good. No, Wuthering Heights is one of my favorite books. I lived that. That's who I was. There's many times I didn't have pride. Many times things happened. But whenever a girl, if we were going to date, or, I could tell there was some sparks, whatever, it seemed like we were going to date, and she said, I don't know, I just got out of a relationship, or I'm not sure, or, yeah, let's hang out, and then it never goes anywhere, and then she dates a couple other people, and then, like, a couple months later, it was, hey, yeah, we should hang out again. No, not hanging out, not doing it, because either you like me the first time, or, I'm sorry, you miss out. You miss out.
But maybe you were slacking.
No, I wasn't.
And you weren't clear on your intent.
No, I was never slacking. Maybe
you didn't raise your game. Look, maybe you just thought it would happen naturally.
No.
Maybe you were singing like Ringo. All I got to do is act natural. And it didn't happen.
No, I had.
And then you were the guy, lonely man standing on the corner.
Yeah, maybe it was a Manti Te'o situation.
No, I was single before Twitter. I was not always the 5'9", hulking specimen of male.
So when we're trying to squeeze an extra inch in on us?
No, I'm 5'9". I was like 5'7", and it was tough because I was a short, funny guy with curly hair. So I had to work, man. There was no easy days, and I had no days off. If I wanted to date, I had to work. I had to go in every single day, and I had to go to work.
You couldn't just slide right.
No. No, there wasn't that. It was like go to Zima night. That was like the big singles night. So back when people drank Zima, I don't know if people still drink Zima. I have no idea.
That was really ever a thing.
How many Zimas did it take to get you messed up?
No. Zimas are too sweet. I could never drink Zima. They were too sweet.
All right, how many Smirnoff Ices?
No, stuff like that. I can only drink a couple, and I'm like, this is too sweet. Even like Not Your Father's Root Beer.
I love you, man, but you're crazy.
No, I would always subscribe to that theory. Have pride in yourself and who you are. And if she doesn't like you the first time, then that's it. Not that she's got to fall in love with you, but she can't go, oh, okay, I'm going to keep you in my hip pocket and save you for later. Or, oh, maybe after I date the other hot guys and I'm done with them because they treat me bad, I'll go to the nice guy who's the fun guy who's going to treat me good and treat... No. You go and date who you want to date. Now I'm going to find somebody else. Have pride. Have pride in who you are.
And here I was going to make a fungus joke.
Yeah. Why a fungus
joke? Well, because you said you were the fun guy.
No, fun. Okay, TJ, the fun guy.
Thanks, Harmon.
In the mushroom story that we're talking, story we're capping off right here.
I really didn't expect you to go sideways and bring Berman back in here.
Yeah, we might have to get you in a straitjacket on Sunday when that airs.
No, that's going to be awesome.
I don't think you get to watch it.
Why not? Come on, Berman.
Because on Monday... Really? We're going to be coming back. Let's break down championship weekend. And it's going to be me sitting here with you doing Berman impression the entire time.
I don't even think Berman's going to let TJ talk because Berman hasn't spoken for a year. He's going to say, and a cold case in the first quarter. TJ, well, boom, that's enough. We're on to the next play. First play, second quarter, McKinnon on the handoff. No, I mean,
now time for the 2-minute drill. That's really 36 minutes.
It's true. True, usually timed out a couple times.
But there were
minutes longer.
There were whether ESPN or someplace else. When I was single, you had to. If you didn't do the right thing, I was done. I moved on, Mike. I moved on. Not going to waste time.
You were the blackjack dealer?
I moved on. We're
still trying to figure out your role in this because you put all the onus on other people. You say where this was going to happen.
I'm not saying this was every. No. There's many relationships where either I realize I love you and I have no pride. No. But there's many things that other different kinds. But relationships, each one is unique. But the kind where it came to that, where it was, oh yeah, I don't know about you right now, but then between my freshman year of college and my senior year of college, I'm broadcasting the morning show at WJPZ in Syracuse, and I'm a big
Well, you were a big deal. You even had a fake name.
Now. I was Jason Mason. Crazy morning crew, baby.
Well, maybe it takes some time to warm up to you.
No,
maybe you changed.
No,
you changed. No, maybe now you were a more agreeable type.
No, you didn't like me.
And now you've reverted and you've gone a full 180. But back then, maybe in your growth, that suddenly you were that much more attractive.
You didn't like me when I was 17. You didn't like me when I'm 21, when I'm the same guy.
You're not the same guy.
Drink.
You probably told people you were Anthony Mason.
No, I wasn't tall enough. I wasn't tall enough to be
played for the Knicks.
I couldn't pull that off. No, I couldn't pull it off. I couldn't do that.
Can't do it.
You start quoting your morning show. Hey, you know what? On the show today, here's what we did.
We did. Hey, is anybody with an earshot? Anybody listen to WJPZ this morning? No, I see. I wasn't even good at that. I wasn't even good at that. No, it was. Look. When this situation comes up,
the vexation is have pride. And now but it's funny watching him in the studio here. He's having flashbacks. He's starting to sweat a little bit. You're starting to think of
feel sick
things that went sideways on you, buddy.
Now I'm thinking back to a girl that I met at a remote show at a car dealership once, and we were going to go out on a date, and I didn't have a car. And I said, I'm sorry, I don't have a car.
How ironic.
And she said, oh, well, we'll go out.
They wouldn't give you a loaner for a day?
No, I don't mean...
Come on, buddy.
Hey, you got some... No, but it's ironic that I was doing a remote there.
Did you ride your bicycle?
I didn't have a car.
Or did you go Phil Jackson?
No.
Should have Ubered it.
Hey, let's take a cab out, or we just go back to your place. No. So we were going to go out on a date, and I said, one thing is I just don't have a car. She goes, oh, okay. And then she said, well, when you get a car, we'll go out. And I'm like... What do you mean when I get a car? No, it's not happening. I got to get a car? No, not doing it. She didn't like me because I didn't have a car.
On principle, you weren't going to get a car just to spite her.
What, if I get a 1976 Ford Granada, then we're going to go out?
Yes.
Really?
Just a process?
You want to be seen in that?
That's part of the process.
What was I going to do? Was I going to go out and buy a car? Just for a date?
You were rattling off all the things that made you a catch now. Gainfully employed, all these things. Good paid-up car insurance has got to be one of them.
She was fun and she was cute, but I couldn't go out and buy a car. I didn't have money. My dad wouldn't let me use his because it was stick shift. I couldn't drive stick shift, so I couldn't use his car. My dad drove a Gremlin for a long time. I couldn't go out in that even if I knew how to drive it. Twitter at How About a Fresca. The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon. Coming up next.
Jason Smith Show.
So much fun, it should be illegal.
Jason Smith Show.
So much fun, it should be illegal.
Hot that covers you from coast to coast. One guy's from New York.
I've actually started my own line of Geno Smith erotic fiction.
One guy's from Chicago.
I'm all about the
Bears. No, Tressman.
And they broadcast the show from Los Angeles.
Hey, turn the Lakers off. There's a car chase on.
Whoa! He's out. He's trying to run. Oh, he's trying to carjack somebody.
Live from the Geico Fox Sports Radio studios with Michael Harmon, here's Jason Smith.
Happy Thursday. Greetings. Welcome inside. It is the Jason Smith Show with my best friend, Mike Harmon. We are live from the Geico studios. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Find out how much you could save on auto insurance. A lot of NFL to get to tonight. We got star players getting rear-ended. We got mysterious injuries. But...
wow, you got rear-ended and weird injuries just in a matter of seconds.
They go together, don't they? I mean, they go together.
Well, we always get the year-end review of rear-ended things from emergency rooms.
I've been rear-ended 3 times. I don't know that we get that as much as you have to search that out on the internet.
No. That becomes a very prominent
things
story.
In rear ends from the end of the year.
Look, you're going down that sex robot path again.
I'm waiting until December 31st so I can go search that on the internet. Best things that were stuck in somebody's butt during the year.
I'm so excited.
I mean, you say it like it comes out like it's in my inbox when I wake up in the morning.
It is kind of a big deal. No, that's like the new words going into the dictionary.
No, I'm learning.
That's like the top jersey sales. You also get that from emergency rooms across this country. That's no question about it.
I don't think so, but I'm learning more and more about you. You think, you
do absolutely no research on the blog sphere at all?
No websites I go to will I get that on the front page.
You've not been on Deadspin at all?
Let's see, NBA All-Stars.
That was one of their top stories a couple days ago.
Things out of somebody's butt. Then we have Doug Marrone. No, I don't see that.
I don't know why you equated that to Doug Marrone.
But no, I'm just going through.
Your former
NBA
Syracuse.
All-Star. I said that. Hey,
coach.
Doug Marrone, buddy. Doug Marrone. He's having a moment right now.
It's all Tom Coughlin. He's Tom Coughlin's puppet.
But maybe the guy best having a moment right now is Joel Embiid. The All-Star game.
He's a weapon.
He has been voted in as a starter. LeBron James and Steph Curry, who led the All-Star voting, will serve as captains for the All-Star game next month. Very exciting. Greek Freak on there, Kyrie Irving, DeMar DeRozan, James Harden, Kevin Durant, AD, DeMarcus Cousins,
Langston Galloway,
Steve Novak, all these guys have all been selected starters. Now they're going to pick, and it's a lot of fun. But Joel Embiid, because tonight, one of the marquee games of the night in the NBA, Philadelphia, proving they're really not going to stink as out loud as we thought they are, they go into Boston and beat the Celtics handily, 89-80. This is a game that they led by 18 going to the fourth quarter. It was a blowout, and Boston made the final score close, but the Sixers rolled through. Joel Embiid had 26 and 16 rebounds, 6 assists. So now Joel Embiid is living high on the hog because finally he's an all-star. Now, if you remember, Joel Embiid had a crush on Rihanna mainly for the most part, mostly the last 3 years.
It's about 3 years long.
But he hadn't really played. So, it's nice that he loved Rihanna and all this. This is when Joel Embiid was still finding his way through social media and, like a baby fawn in the woods, I'm going to take a step and see how it works. And he realized, the social media thing is for me. But Rihanna wouldn't really give him the time of day because, the guy hasn't seen the floor.
Well, it's about potential
the whole time.
She wanted a performer.
Embiid once said somebody he was interested in told him, call me back when you're an all-star. So obviously referring to Rihanna because that's the one he's had a crush on for. I don't think suddenly we're going to find out. Oh no, it's Beyonce. Whoa, wait a minute.
But he might have been shooting a lot of shots.
But he was not going to.
This might have been the only one that went out on social media and became an obvious.
Yeah, but then Jay-Z might shoot him.
Whoa! Why go to violence all of a sudden?
He was talking about messing with Beyonce.
The loser goes into the fire.
So
the loser goes in the fire.
I like how every time we play that, Tight Shirt plays more of the laughing.
You gotta have the laugh.
Yeah,
the insane laugh is the key.
The loser goes in the fire.
That is a laugh of pure evil.
So
no, there's no question. That guy's seen and done some things.
The loser goes in the fire.
I put a horse in the fire this morning. Oh, by the way, have you seen the video of the dolphin that died? He tried to eat an octopus, and the octopus wrapped itself around. Anyway.
You found that, but you didn't find the year-end list of things that were put inside people.
That's nature in action. I found that, and I found the alligator python.
Yeah, no, that was pretty good.
That didn't end well for the snake.
No, there was one from Australia a couple days ago of 2 snakes that were battling to the death.
Yes.
Brown snake, and then he ate. The loser went into the belly
and the
of the victor.
loser goes in the belly of the victor. So
the loser goes in the fire.
Right, you can't keep going back 5 seconds for laughter, Tight Shirt. You can't do that.
It's just so good.
So Joel Embiid, the crush on Rihanna. Rihanna apparently, allegedly, tells him, call me back when you're an all-star. Well, now Joel Embiid's an all-star. Had a huge night tonight celebrating and punctuating his all-star selection with this kind of evening in Boston.
Again, he throws it to Joel Embiid. Embiid one-on-one with Morris, spins, goes into the lane, and puts it up and good. Quick move that time by Embiid. And from the left side, banks it up and in with the right hand.
Sixers Radio Network on the call. That the sort of night that he had. He didn't make a three, but that's the only thing he didn't do. 10 out of 19 from the floor. Look, Joel Embiid, as long as he's healthy, is awesome.
He's played in 75% of their games.
I know, but let's stick with it because this is the story tonight. After the game is over, right? National television audience, the Sixers win. It's a big deal. He was asked about having a message for Rihanna now that he's an all-star. Maybe these two crazy kids.
If you want to believe that he's hurt. Certainly if he goes and has a big performance, that it becomes adding to the legend along the way. I think it's partially just the Patriots giving you something else through whatever source they're using to say, all right, he's hurt, so pay attention to this for the rest of the week, as opposed to what we're doing with the rest of our practice time, with everything else around, and let the Jaguars pop off as they're doing and talking about winning the Super Bowl and getting past. Patriots doing exactly what the Steelers had been doing to them a week ago. So, that just pass it on, playing a phone call or whatever the, we get messages and start adding to it and all of that. So I think for the Patriots, this is much ado about nothing, and it allows people to just have 1,000 words in a vacuum.
Twitter at How About a Fresca. Twitter at How About a Fresca. The Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon live from the Geico Studios. We got more NFL on the way because some hardware was handed out today. Pro Football Writers gave out their Coach of the Year and MVP. Did they get it right? We'll find out in a minute. But first, a guy who always gets it right.
Thank you.
Because he has spell check on his computer built in. It's Tom Looney.
Well, normally you get fined by the FCC for leading with hockey, but I'm a rebel. NHL game of the night, two best teams in hockey, Tampa Bay Lightning, Vegas Golden Knights. The Golden Knights turned out the Lightning 4-1. As we forge forth into the night, these two guys know what's going on. These two guys know what it's all about. Jason Smith and Michael Harmon on Fox Sports Radio.
Cam Newton, Jets quarterback.
Whoa.
How about that?
How about the Denver Broncos?
Cam Newton.
They wouldn't have lost a game this year with him.
Jets quarterback. Why do you want to give him the Broncos?
Well, why do you want to punish that brilliant athlete and put him on the Jets?
What the hell are you talking about, man? We'll go to the playoffs. We get a quarterback and a running back. We're all set.
When you say we, or who are you talking? We got a mouse
Jets.
in your pocket?
No, I put enough invested
sweat equity
emotionally, of course.
Him and all those girls he shut down.
That's right.
Who's that third voice? What is that? What was that?
Wow, really?
It wasn't Harmon. That high voice wasn't Harmon.
That's Frostberg. He's here every night. You talk to him every night.
Oh, your producer. You let him talk?
You walk in every night and you say, hey, guys, I need that sound bite and I need the hockey horn from St. Louis for my next update.
When JT and I are on there, we unplug the microphone of our producer.
Wow.
Well,
that's always nice.
Well, yours sounds more manly.
Wow. You taking shots at your producer because he's not listening right now?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, just as long as we get that out there. All right.
See ya.
Tom Looney, he'll be in a fist fight with Lauren Gardner tomorrow.
We'll have to tape it and put it up on Periscope. I bet we can get some ratings.
We're live from the Geico Studios. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. Find out how much you could save on auto insurance. So Pro Football Writers Association came out with their MVP and Coach of the Year today. Coach of the Year, Sean McVay of the Los Angeles Rams. Very deserving. McVay, of course, oversaw a huge turnaround for the Rams, who were just absolutely awful, and Jared Goff stunk out loud last year, got them to a division title and the playoffs. I'm not going with Sean McVay for my Coach of the Year.
Really?
Not that he's not deserving, because he's done a great job. I have nothing against Sean McVay. But is Sean McVay a great coach, or did Jeff Fisher just suck so bad that anybody coming in would have done better? I mean, think about it. These are all Jeff Fisher's guys. These are all the guys. There's
no.
They brought in Sammy Watkins, who was a big deal.
Then they brought in Robert Woods. They brought in Whitworth on the offensive line. There's a much different team.
They made a couple of changes.
And Todd Gurley looked like he cared.
Todd Gurley was there. Most of the offensive line was there. Jared Goff was there. They did move some guys in, but this was This was his entire team. They had Aaron Donald. They had Johnny Hekker. They had Case Keenum.
Yes, they had Johnny Hekker. The punter remained the same.
They had many of these great players on defense. And like I said, you have to do a great coach to turn that team around like that in one fell swoop. But Jeff Fisher was just so god-awful. I mean, there's so many pieces that were the same that suddenly just turned around a year after. So I'm going to give a little bit of, okay, Fisher really sucked that bad. McVay came in, did great things, but you're talking about Coach of the Year. I can't not give it to Zimmer. I can't. I mean, he oversaw 2 huge quarterback controversies. You had Bridgewater coming back. You lost Bradford. You had to go to Case Keenum.
You lost Dalvin Cook.
You lost Dalvin Cook early on in the season. You had to figure things out with 2 other running backs that nobody really wanted. All the guys on defense who have been good, who are stars, were all people that he brought in 3 and 4 years ago that are now star players. Everson Griffin at the top of that list. You talk about being able to overcome adversity and still win and win at that high level. I got to go with Zimmer. I can't not. I can't not because did Sean McVay have to deal with losing a quarterback and then losing another quarterback and losing a star running back? No, he didn't have to deal with that. And we don't know what kind of talent evaluator he is. But this season, cumulative, what happened this year, this is Mike Zimmer. Everything he's done from 4 years ago when he got hired to now, this is it for him. He's the coach of the year.
It's either that or you look down to your guy, Doug Marrone.
We'll have a lot more on Doug Marrone tomorrow night.
But it's the question of, Doug Marrone, I think to some degree you're going to see his impact diminished in terms of how it's spoken of because of Tom Coughlin's hand being the guiding force in this team and for this organization taking a lot of that Tom Coughlin kind of, for lack of a better term, his face being on it, right? It's his thumbprint that has built this. Going from 3-13 a year ago, they finished 10-6. Bortles, a guy that is oft criticized, he got the job done. You had Fournette early before the season, a lot of rope-a-dope as to how healthy he was. So to keep that together, you lose your top wide receiver off the jump and Allen Robinson, and you're able to still keep this thing moving. So I love the Zimmer pick. I might actually have to go Doug Marrone and trump
Cusio.
Sean McVay here.
Cusio. Yeah, I dig Doug Marrone. I did. Look, we'll have more on Doug Marrone.
You're still sad about his departure.
I know.
Because,
boy, we were going to be great again. He was going to make Syracuse great again. He was Misiga. He was going to Misiga.
Okay.
That he didn't.
You sound like you're hurting yourself.
Misiga. The MVP was Tom Brady.
All right.
And I get it. Did anybody really stand out this year? No. So the default was, we'll give it to Brady. He threw for the most yards in the NFL. He had another great season, so we'll default and give the NFL MVP to Brady. You have to do something really special as a running back or a wide receiver to be MVP over a quarterback, and no running back was that over-the-top great. Gurley was really good, but was he the MVP? The Rams still had a lot of other nice pieces to their offense. Antonio Brown was really good. Was he the MVP? He missed a couple of games. If he got to 2,000 yards, suddenly, whoa, now wait a minute. You're talking about having a transcendent year, because when you don't play the most important position, it's hard to do enough to say, I'm the MVP. But if I had to go MVP, the 2 guys I liked going in the final month of the season, it was a big deal here on the show. We talked about it. I like Phillip Rivers and I like Russell Wilson. If I'm going for an MVP for this season, I'm still going to go with Phillip Rivers.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Wilson lost 3 of his last 4 down the stretch. He was okay, a little uneven. He had a couple of big games, but the Seahawks kind of petered out. Rivers won the games he needed to win. He was great down the stretch. They started 0-4. He threw for the second most yards in the league this year. You take him away from the Chargers, and that's a team that wins 2 games. I mean, they finished the season on a 9-3 run, and Rivers was great. He played some of his best football. I know they fell a game short, but when you're talking about all the other quarterbacks who could be, I can make arguments against a lot of them because, look, were they really that great? Rivers was right up at the top with Tom Brady. But if you take Brady away from the Patriots, the Pats would still find a way to make the playoffs. You take Phillip Rivers away, and the Chargers win 2 games. Kellen Clemens is in for a half before suddenly it's all right, we're going to tank and get Sam Darnold for next season.
Look at you. You're trying to curry favor with Frostberg? You're trying to be his best buddy by going with your
I take
Phillip
back
Rivers
everything
stuff?
I've ever said about you not knowing anything about football.
See, there he is. See, right there. I know right there. He's still happy the
But
Jets
is he
beat
the real MVP or is it Keenan Allen?
But is he really the MVP? Oh, Frostberg?
See, because I was
it's Rivers.
Because I was looking at Gurley and his
17.
2,100 total yards and 19 touchdowns. Awful hard to look away from what he meant to that squad. And I've got no beef with Brady being named MVP. And, well, you know what? We already had the burger with cheese and whatever the hell else Looney was saying before. So we've already gone down the food highway. Okay. So we've already done that. But when you look at Phillip Rivers, he won in 9 games. That's great. You finished 9-3. Scores shouldn't all be on kickers' legs all the time. And that's what they played to the margins. They played to just...
It's not his... if he could kick field goals, then he really would be the MVP.
Convert another possession earlier in a game so it's not coming down to the leg at the back end. I would be voting for Todd Gurley. I know it's a quarterback award, but I'll go outside the box and look at the ridiculous numbers that he put up in this turnaround.
Twitter at How About a Fresca, Mike at Swollen Dome. There's your Pro Football Writers Association coach and MVP this season. Coming up next, we have the play of the night and something that's going to get the Jaguars ready for the Patriots that may actually put them over the top. What is it? Find out next on Fox.
Take off your uniform. Take off your cleats. Take off your jockstrap.
I'll date Rihanna. I'll date Rihanna good. Fox Sports Radio, the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon. Great news. You want to save money? Go to Geico. At Geico, you can save 15% or more in car insurance. Play the night coming your way in a second, but first, Doug Marrone, head coach of the Jaguars, got some advice today on how to beat the New England Patriots on Sunday.
Well, everybody's looking for an edge. And leave no stone unturned, they say.
That's right. You need to figure out a way to get that edge. So, at his press conference today, Marrone reveals that he got letters from the first grade children at the Bowles School. And TJ, Todd Bowles' school, sending letters. Don't start Josh McCown or Hackenberg, TJ. So the Bowles School, bunch of first graders, sent him notes and advice on how to beat the Patriots.
It's pretty cool.
I don't know what was written, but it's first grade, so it's got to be things like make sure everybody goes to the bathroom, lock them in the locker room. I don't know. But I like this story because I remember doing this as a kid. And it's so it's such a... I remember that first moment when you realize that cities get so wrapped up in how well their sports teams are. I mean, look, I grew up in New York, so obviously in New York City, there's a lot of tradition and drama to go by, Yankees winning championships. But in the mid to late 70s, early 80s, none of the New York teams were any good. The only team that was good was the Yankees. The Jets stunk, the Giants stunk, the Mets stunk, the Knicks stunk. So it was hard. Boy, all these teams are bad. But when the Yankees went to the World Series in 77, 78, then it went in 81 again, there were times when we said, hey, for an art project in the afternoon, the teacher said, we're going to write letters to the Yankees of good luck and congratulations in the World Series. And I remember that, and I remember thinking how cool that was that, hey, our team can win something. And I vividly remember that. But then I also remember that when it came time to write the letters, I would write them because I didn't like the Yankees.
Well, you shut this one down, too?
My teacher said,
just like all those women you've been talking about?
No, I shut it down. I said, but I'm not a Yankee fan. I don't like the Yankees. And my teacher said, but we're writing letters. It was like in third grade, but we're writing letters to the Yankees. I said, but I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a Mets fan. Can I write a letter to the Mets about next season? And they said, sure. So I'm sure the teachers had a big laugh about that. So everybody else wrote good luck to the Yankees, drawing pictures of the Yankee logo.
Did you draw a picture of Mr. Met?
I don't know what I drew, but I remember writing like good luck Mets and you'll win the World Series next year. And like that was going to happen. Although I was only a few years off by it. And,
hope sometimes is a dangerous thing, but sometimes the best of things.
And so I was able to write. I don't know if she ever mailed it. She probably just took it and threw it away. They mailed the stuff to the Yankees, obviously.
That's stupid.
But that would have been pretty cool. Hey, I mailed my thing to the Mets.
That would have been a nice move along the way. The Bolles School prepares students for college and life.
And coaching the Jets.
Inspiring excellence, courage, integrity, and compassion in an academic community dedicated to nurturing mind, body, and soul. How about that?
Oh. Mind, body, and soul. I like that.
When you start talking about the soul, who you talking about?
All right.
Who you talking about? Who you talking about when you're talking about a soul?
Lucifer.
Wow. Wow. Dark and hard of Jason Smith.
Our play of the night comes to us courtesy of Joel Embiid. Freshly named to the All-Star team. As we know, for the last 3 years, he's had a big crush on Rihanna. Rihanna has not responded in kind to his crush, apparently telling him, hey, when you make the All-Star team, call me. Well, now Joel Embiid has made the All-Star team.
Squad goals.
And after he goes for 26 and 16 tonight, nationally televised game, Sixers thump the Celtics. They led by 18 going to the fourth quarter. He had his chance in front of God and everybody to say, hey, Rihanna, it's time we get together. Except he went the other way.
I mean, she denied me back then, so why go with her again? So might have to pass that and move on to the next one.
You've got the mic. Anything you'd like to say?
Trust the process.
Trust the process. I think that's going to be his default for the rest of his career. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Okay.
Well, I like that he asked it like Ron Burgundy.
Trust the process? Is that good enough?
That's not a bad lead.
All right. I'm Joel Embiid.
Now's the question. What's next on the list? If Rihanna has been jettisoned from his heart and from his aspirations in the dating world, what's next?
I just have to say this. I love the fact that Joel Embiid said, no, I know how hot you are and you're a star and all this stuff, but no, I got to have some kind of standards. And what kind of man am I if I let a girl or a woman who just brushed me aside now suddenly say, oh, hey, yeah, I'm in. And we don't know that she was interested.
Shut it down!
At the very least, in Joel Embiid's mind, he got even with Rihanna. And that's sometimes getting even in your mind is just as good as getting even in real life.
Could propel him to great second half NBA greatness.
I mean, I know you guys doubt me and think I'm lying, but that was who I was when I was single. I wasn't somebody who, well, I'll get around to dating. If you didn't like me the first time around, I'm sorry, I was shutting you down. I was Darrelle Revis back when Revis was good. I was Revis Silent Population me, and that was it. If you wanted to come around, hey, we've been hanging out a little bit the last couple months. No, you dated Scott, you dated Jeff. No, forget it. We're not dating. That's not happening. I'd be nicer than that, obviously. But I would say, oh, yeah, sure, maybe we'll go out sometime, and that's it. And maybe she figured it out, maybe she didn't, but no, I'm not. I am not the number 2 choice.
Maybe over time, you changed in their eyys.
No. This is not like the NFL.
You grew up.
Where I'm not Jared Goff. Where
it took a couple of years of seasoning for you to become a viable option.
You have those
you
tiny
were no
baby
longer
hands,
the caretaker.
but now it's okay.
No, that's right.
No.
You still have panda hands. That didn't change.
Nothing changed my personality in 2 months other than, the 2 other guys I liked a little bit more. I either dated and they dumped me or nothing really happened. So now, I'll date the funny guy. He'll treat me well. No, I'm not going to do it. No, I had standards.
Could have asked.
No.
Can't do it.
Nope.
Can't wait around.
No. I moved on.
You couldn't be like Cusick standing there with the giant boombox.
Mike, Stallion needs room to run and run free.
Words to live by.
And the loser goes in the fire.